Disclaimer. The following content is entirely fictional and does not represent real events or people. This material has been edited and adapted from the channel Romance Reverie. I am on cloud 9. No girl in the world could be happier than me. I've just finished my first official date with the love of my life, and guess what, he proposed to me. Yes. At last he asked me to be his girlfriend. We are on our way back home. I am babbling about everything and nothing, and he is driving while listening to my silly talking, laughing at my stupid remarks. Oh God, I fell more and more in love with his smiles and the sweet dimples that show when he smiles. The sound of his laughter fills my heart with love and happiness. He is an amazing guy, handsome, fun, kind, loving, caring, and above all my soulmate. One who is born for me, the one who completes me. I am the luckiest girl in the world to have him as my mate. I was lost in my thoughts when I felt something soft on my cheeks and looked up to see him caressing my cheek with concern in his eyes. Just then I realized that I had gone silent all of a sudden. I gave him a reassuring smile and he went back to his driving. He has one of his hands holding my hands and the other on the steering. He is well known for his careful driving. Parents trusted him to drive their kids back from school, and elderly people always ask him to drive them to doctors and church, and for the kind person who he is always at their service. I am so proud of my mate. He is loved and admired by everyone. It's so dark outside, but with my enhanced vision I could see trees passing by. I know we are nearing home. We are around 15 minutes drive from my home, but I don't want this to be over. I need to spend more time with him, not ready to part yet. I know we are nearing the tree, and I was about to ask him to pull over so that we can spend some more time at our usual hangout place. Suddenly the headlight caught something darting across the road. He swerved hard to miss it and lost control over the car. I screamed as our car headed right towards the tree, and everything went black just as I felt the crash. Blood. That's all I could smell. It's not mine, but had a scent of familiarity with it. I could feel myself being dragged out. I tried to pull away and yell, but couldn't raise myself to do it. Suddenly everything came back to me, the date drive, and at last the crash. I could feel the hot tears stream down my cheek. I sat up, ignoring the protests of the one who is moving me, and looked all around for him, only to find him lying next to me, and scooted close to him. His body is now limp and I can't hear his heartbeat. I could feel my heart shattering away. I felt a strong arm on my shoulder. They are trying to move me away from him. I growled at them and snuggled closer to him. But they proved to be stronger, and moved me away. I was pulled into the warm embrace of my brother. I cried onto his chest. No. No, no. This is not supposed to happen. He is my mate. My soulmate. My other half. He is not supposed to die. He can't die like this and leave me all alone. We are supposed to live. Live together, live happily. He is my life, my love, and my best friend. How am I supposed to live without him? How can I face this world alone? Why so soon like this? He just proposed to me today to be his girlfriend. Why him? Why me? I sobbed against my brother. Then the pain came. The bond is breaking. My mate's soul is leaving this world. The pain is unbearable, like being burned and stabbed all over my body. Every cell of my body is in pain. Then I screamed with all my strength. Werewolves are social animals who tend to live in groups called packs. A pack is led by an alpha who comes from a family of a long line of alphas, along with his mate, an alpha female or Luna, by his side. The second in command will be called a beta, and in some packs there will be a co-beta who share the responsibilities of a beta or do the beta duties when the beta is away. But the co-beta will only come into picture when the alpha has more than one son, so that when the eldest takes over the alpha position, the next one will take over beta, and the original beta will become the co-beta. Then there will be gamma and delta likewise. The wolves who are not a part of any pack are called rogues. The wolves became rogues mainly because of some crime they commit at their pack, or because they don't want to live following pack rules. In both cases, rogues are considered dangerous, and in most packs the trespassing rogues are executed without trial. But there are some wolves who became rogues out of circumstances. Some packs allowed the rogues to confess and plead guilty. My tutor's words drowned in the background as I watched my brothers and my best friend fool around in the backyard of our home through my bedroom window where I was being tutored on werewolf lifestyle. I was startled by the loud noise as my tutor hit the table with the scale in his hand. Celestina Mary Lucas. You might be the alpha's daughter, but when I am teaching you something you will listen to me. I will not allow anyone to daydream in my classes, the chubby man yelled at me with his face red as a tomato. Sorry sir, but can we wind up today's lesson now? There is somewhere I really wanted to be. I asked, giving him my best puppy looks. I heard Daddy telling Mom that it is difficult to say no when I give that face. And I know that place is the backyard to fool around with your brothers. My father, Alpha Lucas of Lunar Spirit Pack, said as he walked into the room. Daddy. You are home, I said, throwing myself at him, and he caught me with ease and circled me once in the air before placing me down, and I giggled like a 5-year-old girl. I missed you so much, Daddy. Next time you are going to the Alpha gathering I am coming too, I said, giving him a pout. Haha. We will see about that later, young lady. But in order to attend the gather you need to be well versed in our werewolf history, he said, making me scowl, making him laugh more. I will do that, Daddy. But later. Now can I go and play with Abel, Cal and Mikey, please please? I have been sitting here for around 2 hours now, and now the only face I could remember is Master's scowling one. I pleaded with him, whispering the last part so that only we two hear it. You can, but only for today, he said with a sigh. I squealed and did a happy dance as my master bowed to my father, who is the Alpha, and left before I could exit the room. Dad called out to me, do remember, little one. They are not your playmates anymore, but are grown men getting trained to be Alpha and Betas. They cannot play around with you like you guys used to do before. Running to the backyard, I am tackled to the ground by my rowdy brothers and best friend, which took me by surprise. The boys were up and running without losing a beat, laughing at me when I stood up, taking my time rubbing my sore ass and shaking my head at them. These are the future Alpha and Betas of this pack. God please be with us. With that thought I ran after them, laughing and chasing them around the backyard. My elder brother Christabel John Lucas is the future Alpha under training. My second brother Callahan Samuel Lucas is his future co-beta under training. Even though the textbooks and rules say that second son of the Alpha to be the next beta in cases where Alpha have more than one male offsprings, in our pack it is different. Cal chose to be co-beta instead of beta since he doesn't want to steal the beta title from Uncle Joshua's family. Dad's beta, but secretly I think it is because he doesn't want to take responsibility as a full beta on his shoulders. Abel is older to me by 7 years and Cal by 6 years, and I am Celestine Mary Lucas, youngest child of Alpha Lucas and Luna Alexandria Lucas of the Lunar Spirit Pack. As the youngest and the only sister to 2 older brothers, and being the Alpha's daughter, I am pampered and heavily protected, or we can say overly protected. My parents have a good business running, and we are economically well off, but my parents never spoiled me with money. I grew up like every other normal teenage girl with 2 overprotective brothers and a very possessive best friend. Michael Adam Joshua is our beta's son and our future beta, and above all my best friend and bodyguard, as he likes to say it. Mike was there with my brothers when I was born, when I took my first steps, and when I said my first word. He is the one who escorted me to my class on my first day at school, one who pulled me up when I fell and kissed my pain away. He is older than me by 5 years despite our age difference. Mike and I became best friends. We are joined to hip all the time. My brothers and Mike together were the 3 musketeers of the pack, but when I came along Mike became closer to me. I am always his tiny Tina. He stayed by my side throughout my childhood. We shared chocolates, ice creams and memories. When he turned 16 and shifted for the first time, I was there. With him I was just 11 when he first shifted. My parents never let me anywhere near my brothers when they shifted for the first time. They said I am too young to witness the transition. But with Mike they allowed me to stay, saying his wolf will feel better if I was there, since his wolf is also attached to me and comfortable with me. So that was the first time I witnessed the first shift. That was horrible. I cried along with him, sat near him whole time, sobbing, wiping his tears and sweat. I cringed when I heard his bones breaking. My heart broke when he screamed out in pain. But at the end of all the torture there stood a beautiful chocolate-colored wolf with blue eyes that I love. The fur color of a wolf determines the strength of the wolf. It varies from wolf to wolf and it's different for males and females. For males, the darker the fur color, the stronger the wolf and the power they held. An alpha wolf will have the darkest shade of browns, like both my brothers' wolves, and beta will be a little lighter shade of brown, mostly dark chocolate color like Mike's wolf. The lighter the fur, weaker the wolf, the blonde male being the weakest, or omegas. Against the popular belief, omegas are not the worst treated members of the pack. They are mostly the protected ones, as they are too weak to protect themselves, and they are to do the lighter tasks like running errands rather than fight and all. For female wolves, color of the fur is the opposite. The lighter the fur, stronger the wolf, and they get weaker as the fur darken. A midnight black male and pure white female are the strongest of all the wolves, but they are very rare. I heard from Dad that it's been centuries since a pure wolf is spotted. There are rumors about a midnight black alpha wolf recently, but that is none of my concern. Ever since he shifted, all Mike wants is to find his mate. A mate is your soulmate, one who is created for you and destined to leave your life with. They exist for each other. Once your mate dies, you die as well. The worst thing that can happen to a person is to live their life without their mate by their side. His wolf told him that their mate is nearby, but he is not able to point out exactly who it is. I am so glad that he can't. Once Mike finds his mate, then she will be his world, his whole universe. He will forget about poor little Tina girl. Call me selfish, but I am not in a frame of mind to share my best friend yet. We come into contact with our wolves when we turn 13, that is to say when we hit puberty. But we make our first shift, in other words turn into our wolves, only when we are 16, and it is the most painful process ever. Bones will break, muscles will detach and shift to make you a wolf. When our wolf first makes its entrance to our consciousness, we will be able to sense our mate if both the persons are above 13 and they are really close. By the close, I don't mean the physically close. What I mean is if we are close friends or we care about each other. It is almost 2 years since Mike shifted. I am to celebrate my 13th birthday in a few days. I am so excited since I will be able to get in touch with my wolf, and if my mate is close to me, I will be able to find him. Then it won't be a problem if Mike finds his, because I'll have my mate. Evil, right? But he is the only friend I have. I can't stand all those girls who call themselves pack beauties. I am brought up with 2 guys and my best friend is a guy, so it is safe to say I am not a girly type girl, and I hate those types of self-centered girls. My parents are not home today. They went for some meeting in some other pack, leaving my brothers in charge of me and the house. I am at the library, curled up on the couch near the window, reading Precious Bones by Irina Shapiro for the 5th time. Tins, we are off to the gym for a game. Care to join? Called out my big brother Abel, poking his head through the library's mahogany door. No, I muttered without looking up from my book, but from the corner of my eyes, I can see the evil grin that is making its way to his face. Careful, Abel. She has a very good aim. I heard Mike trying to stop him, but our future alpha is not that good with his brain, so he continued, "Did you say, no, Tiny Tina?" "Oh, let me guess, girls are too weak for a game." My book now lay in front of an Abel with a bleeding nose. "I told ya." Mike patted his shoulder, picking up my book and brought it to me. "Be good while we are away. We will be back before 6. Then we will go for pizza." "Okay," Mike asked me, handing me the book with a sweet smile. "Okay," I replied with a big grin, giving him a thumbs up. He ruffled my hair and walked out of the room, following a grumbling Abel and laughing Cal, my second brother. Both my brothers along with Mike went to the school gym for a basketball game. It's 4 o'clock now. They are gone for only an hour, but it feels like ages. I am getting so bored at home, so I decided to go and watch the game as well. The school was just 20 minutes away in a car. I managed to get one of my pack members to drive me there. I walked into the gym to see that the game is at the peak. I enjoyed the game for a while, cheering for my brothers. But I felt something is missing, and then noticing that Mike is not out there on the court, I thought to catch him by surprise in the changing room. But when I reached the changing room, I heard some sounds. I couldn't make out what it was. The detective in me kicked in, and I decided to investigate, and the scene in front of me shook me to the core. In one of the stalls is my best friend with another girl. I am in shock, then it turned into a rage. Now I am fuming. But both of them are so engrossed that they don't even hear me. I walked over to them, pulled that girl back, and slapped her across the face. Before they can process what's happening, I ran to the door, but I just ran into a solid wall, or should I say a solid wall of muscles. My eyes are closed because of embarrassment, and I could feel tears flowing freely down my cheek. I felt a hand wiping my tears, and I opened my eyes to see the concerned eyes of my elder brother Abel, and Cal is also coming in just after him, glaring at someone behind me. I turned around to see a shocked-looking Michael and a furious blonde with an angry red mark on her cheek. Then it hit me, the girl might be his mate. Now I know Mike is going to hate me forever. I just hit the love of his life. Now I don't even have a chance to stay friends with him. He might be so disgusted that he won't even look at me anymore. I won't be his best friend anymore. I felt a pain in my chest and I started crying even harder. I hugged my brother tight and cried for him to take me home, to take me away from Mike. Mike tried to come near and talk to me, but Cal shoved him away and warned him to stay away from his little sister. Abel tried to calm me down by saying soothing words to me, but I kept crying harder. He carried me to the car and put me softly in the back seat. Before we take off, I looked through the rearview mirror to see an angry-looking Michael at the parking lot staring at us and the girl in the background. I winced, knowing nothing will be as it used to be from now on. Once we reached home, I ran to my room, throwing myself face down on my bed, and resumed my waterworks without bothering to lock the door, because that won't be stopping my big brothers from getting into my room. No one or nothing. Especially my poor door stands a chance against two pissed off alpha brothers being protective over their little sister. And I was right. Just a second later, my brothers come into my room. Abel, being the oldest and the mature one, climbed onto my bed and pulled me into his lap and started saying soothing words to calm me, but Cal is not as calm as Abel. He is fuming, seeing that their best friend hurt their baby sister. It continued until I was exhausted from crying and slipped into a dreamless sleep in my brother's arms. I was dead to the world that I don't even know when my parents got home. Next day being Saturday, they let me sleep in, so I woke by noon. After freshening up, I went downstairs to grab something to eat, and the delicious smell from the kitchen told me that Mom is home. "Good morning, Mom," I greeted her as I walked into the kitchen. "It's already afternoon, Tina. Anyway, good afternoon. Hope you are well rested. Your brothers insisted on letting you sleep in," Mom said while she is mixing something in a bowl. "Yay, I am feeling rested. Is there any leftovers from lunch, Mom? I'm hungry." "Oh, I will fix you a sandwich now. I was out this morning shopping with your Aunt Kathy. The boys fixed something for themselves and your dad was with Beta Joshua. The house was empty when I got back. Of course you were there still." Mom keeps on ranting about her day, but my mind got stuck where I heard Beta Joshua and Aunt Catherine's name, Mike's parents. I don't know when Mom stopped talking, but a touch on my shoulder brought me back. I blinked to get rid of the unshed tears in my eyes. "Listen, baby, your brothers told me what happened at the gym yesterday. I think you should give him a chance to explain. It might not be what you are thinking." She let me go and pushed the chicken and egg sandwich she made towards me. I nodded at her and took the plate with me to eat in my room, wanting to avoid any more of this awkward conversation. "I will eat in my room, Mom. I want to finish the book I have been reading." "Okay, but think about what I said. Kathy told me Mike is in no better condition than you." I just nodded and left the kitchen. I heard her murmur, "kids," under her breath before walking away. Once I got to room, I searched my collection for a good book to read since I am feeling so sad and heartbroken. My hand and heart reach out to Landon Carter and Jamie Sullivan and ended up selecting A Walk to Remember. I read as I ate, and once I am done with the sandwich, I left the plate on the nightstand without bothering to wash up. I snuggled into the blanket, getting comfortable and losing myself in the book. "Tina, dinner time." I woke up with a startle when Callahan called me for dinner. I went to the bathroom to wash my face and get freshened up, and the zombie in the mirror almost gave me a heart attack. There are 2 holes where my eyes are supposed to be and big purple bags under those holes. My hair is a tangled mess. I tried to run my finger through it but winced when I tugged at a knot, so I just smoothed it at the front and pulled the rest into a ponytail. Only after climbing halfway down the stairs I remember about the plate I left on the nightstand, and Mom will have my head if I don't bring it down with me. She is so keen on hygiene, so I have to rush back and get it and rush back down before Mom starts yelling. Only the 5 of us are there: Mom, Dad, Abel, Cal, and me. Family dinners are very important to us. Dad says, no matter how busy things are, you should be home for dinner. He says it's our bonding time. Dad gives me a sympathetic smile when he sees me. I tried to reply with a cheerful smile but ended up with a weak one. My brothers are extra nice to me. They did not pull my ponytail like normal or made any jokes at my expense. Cal actually even served the curry to me. Shocking, I know, wow. After dinner, Abel and Cal asked me to join them for a movie and even allowed me to pick one. Well, I chose Transformers. The relief is so evident on their faces when they see I am not going to some romantic chick flick movie considering my current mood. Cal went to get the popcorn and is back by the time the movie started. He jumped onto one of the couches and started munching on the popcorn. I curled up comfortably against Abel's side on the other couch. By the time movie is over, Cal is passed out on the couch. After a few fruitless efforts to wake him up, Abel and I decided to leave him there for the night. He is gonna get a sprained neck in the morning for sure. Well, it's his own fault. Once I am back in my room, the loneliness engulfed me. I looked at the photo of me and Mike taken at his 16th birthday that has a permanent place on my nightstand. Again I felt like crying, and once more I cried myself to sleep. I wake up late on Sunday as well. Mom and Dad are not there when I woke up. They are having lunch at Uncle Joshua's place. Sunday lunches are always like this, either at our place or at their place. Usually it's the whole family, but this Sunday I don't want to go cause I am not in the right frame of mind to see Mike or meet his mate. Abel and Cal also stayed in, saying they want more bonding time with their sister and they can get it only when Mike is not around. I really doubt they were jealous of Mike, but it was nice to have them around. We are in the entertainment room playing Call of Duty when we heard a car pull over. From the sound of it, it's Mike's car. I started to panic, thinking he might be here to pay back for hitting his mate. I have heard that guys do all this weird stuff when it comes to their mate. Male wolves are extremely possessive and aggressive when it comes to their mate, especially alphas and betas. My brothers caught on to my thoughts and they know that I am not yet ready to see him. They went outside to tell him that I don't want to talk to him. I heard the argument outside and started to get worried if one of them would lose control and attack each other. When I heard his car starting and take off, I let go of the breath that I didn't know I was holding. In the evening, Mike's mother, Aunt Catherine, and her 4 daughters came over. Like me, he is also the youngest of them all. He has 4 older sisters, Jane, Ebony, Tanya, and Ruby. They are the only girls I like in the pack. They are way older than me and all of them are mated. Still, they are the only ones who are nice to me and help me out with all girl stuff. I am planning to get advice from these girls when I go for my first date. They always treat me like their younger sister. But today I didn't want to meet them. I don't know what they will be thinking about me now. I just attacked their new sister-in-law. Celestine, Mary, Lucas, what the hell you are doing here without coming to meet your big sisters? I was just sulking in my room when Ruby, the youngest among them, burst into my room. I was just doing some work. I smiled sheepishly at her. Work, seriously? Come downstairs this instant or I will drag you down the stairs, making sure your head hits every railing, she said, giving me a challenging look. I sighed and followed her downstairs. The rest of the girls gave me a hell of a time for sulking in my room just because of a guy, that guy being their baby brother, and made me promise that whatever happens between Mike and I will not affect our friendship. Not Aunt Kathy or the girls say a single word about Mike or his mate. They just said whatever is going on between me and Mike, we need to figure it out on our own and no one else is going to interfere with it. They said their goodbyes around 8 that night and I was so sleepy, but I knew that there is something I must do before I rest today. So I went in search of my brothers and find them in the garage. Hi Abel, hi Cal. I was cut off even before I could say another word by 2 worried boys rushing to my side. What happened? Are you okay? Did that idiot try to hurt you? Wow. Calm down guys. I am perfectly okay. No, Mike hasn't even contacted me yet and Aunt Kathy and his sister were not here to take his side. You guys should have come and said, it was rude to avoid them like that. They just nodded and looked down, so I continued, so I want a favor from you guys. Anything Tina, we will do anything for you. Abel said with a small, assuring smile on his face. Taking my confidence from his smile, I continued, I want you two to go and talk to Mike, not to try and fix things between me and him as the mothers and the girls said it is ours to solve, but I don't want the friendship of you 3 to break up because of me. But Tina. Cal started and I stopped him with my hand and continued talking. Your friendship started even before I was born. It was even older than me. I don't want it to finish just because I came into the picture. Please. Do it for me. Go and talk to him now, not tomorrow but now. Please do it for me. Okay, we will go. But only because you told us to. With that being said, I walked toward the woods and I heard them shifting into their wolves and running off to the direction of Mike's house. After that I went inside, and my eyes are already droopy. I was out the moment my head hit the pillow, so no pity party tonight. Monday morning, the day I dread the most. Not that that's unusual, everybody hates Mondays. But this Monday is special. There is a chance for me to run into Mike and his mate at the campus. I can't hide from him anymore. I tried to play sick and skip school. But my parents are not hearing about it. Then my brothers came to the rescue and promised that they will keep Mike away from me. Now I feel it is good that I persuaded them to go and talk to him last night. I don't want to break their long and steady friendship because of my silly insecurity. Now they are all fine and back to the bro code. Well, I am glad it is so because they can now keep Mike away from me. Dad drops me off at school. Our campus is similar to a university campus, starting from kindergarten to primary school to middle school to high school to college is in there. I'm doing the 7th grade in there and my brothers are in college there. Both of them and Mike are doing their graduation there in different streams and levels. I went straight to my locker to collect my books and caught Michael's scent and looked up just in time to see Cal pulling him towards the stairs. I went straight to my first class. The whole day went the same way. Whenever I caught Mike's scent, I will see one of my brothers or any of their friends directing him in the opposite direction. I did not see the girl who was with him the other day yet. I should apologize to her for slapping her, but I don't think I am ready to talk to her yet. Once I got home, I went straight to do my homework. I heard the sound of his car and look out of the window to see him driving by with his eyes focused on my window. I immediately moved out of view, and he just drove off. After dinner, I got into bed and had a restless night. My birthday is in a day, that's this Wednesday. And I will get in touch with my wolf by Wednesday night at midnight. I will be having restless sleep and have a temper until Wednesday since the wolf is readying herself to connect with me. We both are nervous, I guess. Well, I am. I hope she will be happy to have me as her human. The bond with our wolf is pretty important for us as they are a part of us. We are basically the same person. Tuesday went just like Monday. I avoided Mike like the plague. I don't know whether he minded or not, but I do. I am feeling so weak, down and depressed, and the wolf transition is not helping either. I am all grumpy during classes. I sometimes growled at some of the fellow students and teachers, once even to the principal. Thank God my dad is the alpha. Otherwise I would have been expelled by now. By night I know I am losing it. Mike used to be the one who always wished me a happy birthday first every year. This year, I don't even know whether he will remember my birthday. I stared at our photo for a long time before getting into bed. I was drifting into sleep when I feel like I am forgetting something, but sleep consumed me before I could ponder any more about it. I woke up hearing a thud. Suddenly I remembered what I forgot last night. Shoot, I forgot to close my window. I slightly opened my eyes to see that it's already morning, and the sunlight is coming in through the window, and closed my eyes fast. But I don't dare to make a move. I lay there still as a statue as I expand my senses, hearing soft rustling as someone moved about my room. I heard them taking a deep breath, and I did the same. I smell a sweet scent permeating my room. Chocolate and oranges, I love it. Sweet yet masculine. Wow, when does chocolate become masculine? I giggled internally at my silly thought. Then I felt something on my cheek, soft caressing, and I got electrified instantly and heard a gasp. I screamed out and opened my eyes to stare into two ocean blue orbs. They are so beautiful that I felt like my life force depends on it. I feel myself getting sucked into it, like my whole world is revolving around it. Those eyes widened in surprise as well. In the background I could feel my parents and siblings bursting into my room. They keep asking us what happened. Then a single word slipped from him that stopped the world around me. Mate. Mike whispered. Our mate, my wolf whispered to me. Then it all floods back to me. I am 13 now. I am connected to my wolf now. And we just found our mate. Hello there, I whispered internally to my wolf. Hey, she replied dreamily. Oh. She is completely captured by our mate that she is not even paying attention to me. A crashing sound brought me out of me and my wolf world. My eyes fell on Mike, who is helping himself up from what remained of my dressing table. Then I see my brothers standing in a protective stance in front of me. What the hell is going on here? I yelled, or I tried to yell. My sound was lost in the growls of Mike and my brothers. Stay away from her, Abel growled. She is mine, Mike countered. All three of them are dangerously close to shifting. There is heavy tension in the room. Stop it and back off. Now, Dad ordered in alpha tone. He rarely used it with family, but this seems like one of those occasions. They all backed off. No matter how pissed off they are, their wolves cannot resist their alpha's order. My brothers are still looked angry, but Mike looked mostly confused at their outburst. Well, boys. What explanation do you have for attacking Pax Future Beta and your sister's mate? Dad questioned my brothers. Yay, that's what I want to know as well, I yelled at them. Tina, I am the alpha here, he glared at me. Sorry, Dad, I mumbled an apology. I expect an answer when I ask a question, Dad growled when they didn't answer. She is just 13, Dad. How can she have a mate now? We can't let him have his way with our baby sister. Abel is practically screaming when he said the last sentence, what I and Mike shouted at the same time. That's what mates do, right? They mate, Cal said, confused and embarrassed, scratching his head. Then it all hit me, the reason why my brothers are acting so weird. My face soon changed into as red as cherry, and I peeked at Mike to see his color mirroring mine. His mouth opened and closed like a fish as he tried to say something, but nothing came out. Then Dad came to our rescue. Everybody go downstairs and let Tina get ready for school, he said. My parents and brothers gave me each a hug and wished me for my birthday and congratulate me for finding my mate. Mike kept his distance since Abel and Cal are glaring at him. He just nodded at me and wished me a happy birthday. As they all went out, I rushed to my bathroom, hoping I don't have drools on my cheek from the night's sleep. I gasped at the mirror. My hair looked like a bird's nest and my eyes are swollen from the crying during the night. It's been like that since that incident with Mike. I brushed my teeth, took a hasty shower, blow-dried my hair and put on skinny jeans and some top. I put on some eyeliner and lip balm and just brushed my hair and pulled that into a ponytail. All the while I am thinking about Mike and all the mating stuff. Even though my brothers implied that the mates do mating things, I didn't feel any kind of lust or desire towards him. Is it that we are mistaken? We are not mistaken. He is our mate. I know. You don't feel the other way because you are too young, my wolf said. It's about time you show up, I teased her. What's your name, sweetie? You can call me River, and don't doubt our mate even for a second. He is the one made for us, said my wolf. Whoa. Calm down girl, I trust you. And I am happy that it's Mike, I told her. Seems like she has a temper. I went downstairs to see everyone in the dining room, including Uncle Joshua and Aunt Catherine, Mike's parents. Dad must have called them to inform them that Mike and I are mates. Aunt Kathy rushed to my side as soon as she sees me and engulfing me in a tight hug. She pulled back and kissed my forehead. She smiled at me and wished me happy birthday, Tina darling. I am so happy that you are Mike's mate. Welcome to the family, sweetheart. She is already family, Kathy, Uncle Josh said, coming behind her and giving me a bear hug and wishing me happy birthday, Tina. I smiled at them and mumbled a thank you, blushing furiously. Shoot, I am running late. Guys. Someone dropped me at school, I said, checking my watch. I will drop you, Mike announced, if it's okay with you guys, he added quickly, looking at my brothers. I gaped at him. Is he seriously asking my brother's permission just to drop me at school? But he just continued, I assure you guys I won't harm her in any way. What I feel doesn't have even a small trace of lust or desire in it. Only pure love, and the need to protect her is there in me. I don't know why I am feeling this way, but this is what I feel right now. My wolf is telling me to be with her and protect her. He finally managed to convince my brothers, and they half-heartedly agreed to let him drop me at school. Don't forget about the evening birthday party, kids, Dad reminded us. In the meantime, I will try to find as much as I can about how things go when the mates find each other at a young age. I never encountered this before, but I am sure some of the alphas might have experience about this. Finding your mate before your initial shift is really rare. It was something that is only found in textbooks. For that to happen, bonds between your humans has to be so strong and close to each other like that for me and Mike. This situation has never happened in our pack before. So everyone is confused about what Mike and I feel about each other. Even though we assured them that we don't have any lusty thoughts about each other, they don't seem to believe it, because Mike is over 18. Male wolves become very hormonal once they turn 18. They need to get laid a lot. Okay, bye, we shouted as we exited and made our way to Mike's car. Once inside the car, Mike took my hands in his and kissed it. Tina, I'm sorry about what happened last Friday. I was just coming out of the shower to the changing room when Chelsea threw herself at me and started kissing me. I was just recovering from the shock of the kiss and went to push her away when you yanked her away, he said. I was caught off guard actually. With all the happenings in the morning, I forgot what happened over the weekend. So you are saying that she is not your mate? I asked him, confused. I kept my eyes down on my hand due to embarrassment. Hell no. God. Is that what you thought? Is that why you avoided me this much? He asked me slowly, lifting my chin softly, caressing my cheeks. I was so afraid, Mike. I thought she was your mate and that you are going to hate me because I hit your mate. I thought you would never talk to me again. I started crying by the time I finished my sentence. Suddenly I am pulled into a tight hug. There is nothing sexual about it, it's just warm and comforting. He buried his face in my hair. I felt his warm breath near my earlobe and heard him taking a deep breath, taking in my scent. Then, he murmured to my ears, I have never been with anyone before and will never be with anyone other than you from now on. I love you. Please trust me. When I looked at his eyes, I know he really meant what he said. And I love him too. It hurt me to see him in this pain. I smiled at him and said, I trust you, Mike. I know you will never hurt me. You are my knight in shining armor. He grinned at me and started the car. He kept my hand in his free hand the whole way. I leaned into his shoulder and said, I love you, Mike. I am so glad that you are the one for me. And I am going to have my happily ever after. Mike picked me up after school and took me to the tree. It's our favorite hangout place and our treasure chest. It's a huge tree near the road on the way to home. It is huge with lots of branches and leaves. It's shady. Its branches covered a vast area that there aren't many trees close to it. The ground around the tree is covered in grass, and the giant trunk makes the vegetation and tiny. Medo invisible to un familiarais. It has got a big hole in it where we hide our treasures. We found it when I was around 5, and from that day onwards it's our favorite hangout and hideout place. Once we reached there, he made me stop a couple of steps away from the tree, turned me around, and asked me to close my eyes. I reluctantly complied. There was total silence for a couple of seconds, only the distant sounds, chirping of birds and sound of leaves when they move lightly in the gentle breeze. I am engulfed in his scent. I stood there taking in the wonderful scent of my mate, wondering what is he planning to do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to dear Tina. Happy birthday to you. I opened my eyes to see him holding a cake with lighted candles, that too a red velvet cake, my favorite. I am totally surprised, and I could feel tears forming in my eyes, tears of happiness. But tears alarmed. Mike, he is by my side. In an instant he started to panic and say, "Did I do something wrong? Don't you like it? I thought you might like this. I'm so sorry if I messed up again." I tried to cut off him a couple of times, but he kept saying nonsense non-stop. Mike, stop it. He is shocked when I shouted at the top of my voice. I felt guilty when I saw the hurt on his face. I love it, I said softly. And that brought a smile on his face. Our mate is so romantic, River exclaimed dreamily. I smiled and shook my head at her. She is head over heels with him. Mike had a picnic blanket and some snacks arranged there. We cut the cake and stayed under the shade of the tree for a while. Mike is half sitting and lying on the blanket, supporting his weight on his elbow, and I was sitting and leaning to his tummy. We talked about anything and everything. Then suddenly, he stood up and pulled out a small packet from his pocket. I saw this at the mall the other day and thought of you. I know how much you like this kind of stuff and hope it will make up all that pain I put you through, he said, handing me the small box wrapped in silver paper and decorated with a red satin ribbon. Thank you, Mikey. But please don't hurt yourself thinking about what happened. It was all a misunderstanding. I should have asked you directly rather than jumping to conclusions. I told him while taking the packet from him. He just nodded and smiled, giving a nervous look to the packet. I smiled at his nervousness. He doesn't know, no matter what it is, I would love anything that he gets me. It is a cute bracelet. It's a brown leather braided bracelet with a golden wolf with blue eyes hanging from it. It was so beautiful. I am a sucker for any ornaments with wolf design in it. I just loved my new bracelet, and the fact that it has blue eyes like Mike and his wolf made me fall in love with it instantly. I let him tie it around my wrist and give me a tight hug, mumbling a thank you. Tina, meet me at my office in 10 minutes. I heard my dad through our family mind link. Ask Mike to join us as well. Okay, Dad, I replied. We reached home in 7 minutes. When we got home, everyone, including Mike's sisters and their mates, are already at Dad's office, and we are the last to enter. I hope everyone is here, so let me just start. My dad talked in business tone. I have contacted some alphas to get information about the early age mate finding thing, and luckily Alpha of Blood Moon Pack encountered such a situation before in his pack. I could feel everyone holding their breath as Dad spoke. I started fidgeting with my handkerchief, then I felt Mike's hand on mine and I instantly relaxed. Dad continued after taking a look around the room. Till the day both the mates become 18. There won't be any kind of sexual attraction between them. Even if one of them is above 18, his divided by her hormonal hike will go into hibernate till their mate turns 18. Means, asked a very confused Cal. Means until Tina turns 18 they won't be sexually attracted to each other. Mike's wolf will only feel the urge to protect her and love her, but there will not be any lust involved. And since they already found their mate, they won't go to anyone else for physical pleasure, Dad replied. What about her heat? My mom asked, nervously, embarrassing me more. She won't get any before she turns 18, Dad said with a straight face. Everyone visibly relaxed once Dad finished talking. My brothers walk up to Mike and apologized for this morning's episode. Meanwhile, Jane, Ebony, Tanya, and Ruby are suffocating me in a group hug. Oxygen. Oxygen. I want oxygen. I managed to squeak out, and their mates came to my rescue, prying their hands from me. We are so glad it's you, Tina. We always wanted you two to end up with each other, Ruby said with a grin while pinching my cheeks. We can't even imagine someone else in your place. Tanya said, shaking her head in horror, not even wanting to imagine it and making me laugh at her expression. You are perfect for our little brother, Jane said with unshed happy tears in her eyes. Jane, being the eldest, has always been like a mother to me and Mike. When our own mothers were busy with the pack business or out on tour, it is always her who took care of us. After a few minutes of interacting, we all left to get ready for the party. The girls took it into their hands to doll me up. I give a worried glance to Mike as they pulled me to my room. He just gives me a sympathetic, helpless look. Well done, mate. God only knows what they are planning to do to me. After an hour and a half of pure torture, they are finally done with me and let me have a look in the full-length mirror in my room. Wow. I can't believe it's me. I can't believe my eye. I am wearing a strapless full-length lime green dress with matching earrings and heels. My brunette hair is curled and is down. My makeup is light, but it somehow highlighted my facial features so beautifully. You look so beautiful, my mom said, coming into my room. Yes, she does. The girls and Aunt Kathy, who came in with Mom, agreed. Lucky Mike, Jane said. He will be drooling over her tonight. Ruby added, and I blushed. I can't wait to see Mike. By the time we got to the backyard, party already started. My eyes automatically searched for Mike and found him near the pool with the rest of the guys. Suddenly, I became self-conscious about my looks. Then I see him gaping at me while taking in my appearance. He had a proud smile on his face. He liked us, I said to my wolf. Nah. He loves us, she smirked. I rolled my eyes internally at her and made my way to my mate. He took my hands in his when I reached him and murmured to me, "You look so beautiful, my tiny girl." I elbowed him for using my nickname for him while smiling like an idiot. He straightened when we heard my brothers clearing their throats. I smiled and I gave both of them a hug, then went searching for Dad. My dad is talking to Uncle Josh and gestured me to come close to him. Once I am there, he hugged me and smiled. He clapped his hands to get the attention of the pack to address them. My dear friends and family, today we are here to celebrate the 13th birthday of Celestine Mary Lucas, youngest daughter of Alpha of Lunar Spirit Pack. As her father, I am so proud to announce that my daughter found her mate today as well. As he finished, there are cheers and claps from the crowd. Michael, please step forward, Dad asked, glancing at Mike. Friends, I now present you the youngest mates of our pack, Michael, Adam, Joshua and Celestine Mary Lucas. The whole pack cheered for us. Some shouted congrats. One by one our pack member came to us and gave us their wishes. Everyone is so happy for us. I get to dance with my dad, brothers, Uncle Josh and finally Mike. We laughed, we joked and we danced. I felt so complete being there with him, like a hole that I didn't know was there inside me was filled. While danced with his arms around me, nothing mattered to me, my age or his age or the long wait in front of us, not even the glares my brothers are giving us. I felt like a princess, a fairy tale princess. I wish the time stopped still with his hands around me. This is the best birthday ever. It's been 3 years since I found my mate, 3 years since my life and my relation with Mike has got a new meaning. A lot of things happened during these 3 years. First of all, Uncle Josh had decided it is time for him to retire and lead an uneventful and peaceful life with his mate. He handed over the beta title to Mike. So Mike is the new beta of Lunar Spirit Pack and he is doing a really good job as well. Since we are not mated yet, Mike's mom is still the acting Crescent beta female. Life is getting better and better with each passing days, and at last, most important event of my life happened last month. I turned 16 and I shifted for the first time. My mate stayed with me throughout the whole transition, guiding me, helping me and easing my pain. The pain of the first shift was intolerable. Every cell in your body will hurt. You will feel like your body turning inside out. Every bone in your body breaks and reset to transform you into your wolf. Every hair in your body grow abundantly and to form the furry coat that covers your body. You will feel every bone break and regrow. You would want to die, and just to end the pain physically, you become exhausted and completely drained. And it's even more painful to watch your mate endure this kind of pain. For me, it was easier to watch Mike's transition because my wolf was not matured at that time and was not connected, but for Mike it was hell. He was equally exhausted like me both physically and mentally. But when the transition was over, and I tried to stand on my wobbling 4 legs, I looked at his eyes and what I saw filled me with a level of happiness I can't even explain. The way he looked at me with pride and awe made all the pain and weight worthy. Then I saw her in his eyes, my wolf. Her fur was as white as snow and her eyes are as blue as a sapphire. She is beautiful. I will go through all that pain and torture once again if I have to for her. Over the years she has become my best friend, my support, my guide, and my confidant. She helped me through my teenage years, gave me wisdom and taught me to be a better person. My wolf came as a surprise to everyone since she is a white wolf. White wolves are one of the rarest and strongest female wolf species who are believed to be the ones bestowed with the blessings of the goddess, who are considered the lucky children of the goddess. Our pack was never blessed with a white wolf before, and I happened to be the first white wolf of the lunar spirit pack. After my shift, Mike and I grew more close to each other, if that is even possible. Running in our wolf form in the evening after school has become a daily routine for us. I can say River loves her time with Samuel, Mike's wolf. They race each other, wrestle and cuddles. Samuel is a lot more possessive than Mike and a little hot-headed as well. He never lets any other wolf near me when we are together. He even growled at Marcus Abel's wolf for coming near me. Another thing happened to me in these 3 years is Bella, my first and best girlfriend. Unlike me, she is a girly girl who is head over heels in love with Pink. She joined our pack 2 years ago, even though we started off a little rough. Because of some misunderstandings, now we are inseparable. She even makes me wear dresses these days. She grew up as an only child, but now she has to endure 3 overprotective brothers just because she became my friend, and I can tell she loves the attention she gets from the guys. My mom loves to go shopping with her all the time. Dad loves her chirpy self too, and for me she is like the sister I have been missing my whole life. Being a beta takes up most of Mike's time and leaves him exhausted, but he never fails to give me that sweet smile I am so much in love with every time I walk into his room. Apart from the daily runs in the woods after school, we rarely get any time together, and it started taking a toll on our wolves. Mates are supposed to spend quality time together, not just an hour or so. They kept whimpering and whining in our heads, giving us constant headaches, decrease in appetites. Our bodies started getting weak and thin. Until one day I fainted in school, which never happens to a werewolf, that is, when everyone got the seriousness of the situation. That's how I got a desk set up for me in Mike's office, and appointed me as a beta's assistant. Mind you, there is no such post existed ever in a pack. We were over the moon when our parents told us about the new arrangements. Even though we blamed everything on our wolves, we humans were having a hard time staying away from each other. So now, after school, we run together for an hour, then go to our homes, take a shower and come back to the office. He will resume his work and I will do some paperwork for him in a hope to remove some of the weight from his shoulders. Sometimes he will let me, but sometimes he won't. He will tell me to just do my homework and studies. About my brothers, they haven't found their mates in these 3 years, so they haven't taken up their positions yet. You need a female by your side to take the position of an alpha or beta. They are planning to travel to different pack around the world in search of their mates. They are planning the trip for next month. And currently what I am doing is getting dragged by Bella to a dress shop. She kept going on and on about perfect dress, matching accessories, matching heels, etc., etc., etc. But all this time I am lost in my own world, thinking about my date later tonight, for which we are doing this shopping for. Yes, this is my first official date with my ever-loving mate. I was working on the garden which I and Mike set up at the pack house after my 13th birthday, tending to the plants and doing a little bit of weeding when Tom, one of the orphans from the pack, approached me. He is the youngest of the orphans and so sweet and smart anyone will fall in love with him. His mom died giving birth to him and Dad went rogue even without giving a glance to his newborn child. Ever since he is with us we consider him as a family member. My mom is really fond of him, calling him her empty nest child. As he came closer I saw that he is holding a red rose in his hands, but I don't have red roses here. "What's up, Tommy?" I asked the 5 years old. "Would you like to help me with the garden?" It's a passion both me and Tom shared. We love gardening. He always helps me out with gardening, weeding, budding, etc. But now he just shook his head and gave me the rose with a wide grin on his face. He is a person of less word. I sighed and took the flower from him, and then only I saw the note attached to the flower. I instantly recognized my mate's beautiful handwriting in it. I smiled and waved at Tom, dismissing him. He just ran away, hoping like a rabbit. I wonder whether he is a wolf or a rabbit, I exclaimed. I think he is funny too, River agreed. Go on, see the note, she urged me. Meet me at the tree by 5, love, Mike. At the tree. Why, I checked my mobile and saw it's already 4:45, so I decided to go straight to the tree. I wonder what has gotten into him, I exclaimed to myself. I don't know what he is up, but I think you should wash up first. You are looking dirty and you stink, my neat freak, for a wolf told me. I looked at myself. I am wearing one of Mike's old t-shirt and a faded overall. I am sweaty, smelly, and I have got mud and dirt all over me, even in my hair, but just shrugged and said he has seen me in worse and took the shortcut to the tree through the woods behind the pack house. As I reached the tree, Mike was already there. He seemed very tensed and unsure of something. I think he expects me to take the road, cause he was facing the main road away from where was approaching. He kept shifting his weight from one leg to another, a trait, screaming out loud that he is nervous and was all lost in his dreamland. He didn't even hear me approach. So much for a beta, Mike, I called out to make him aware of my presence so that he won't snap. He turned around, smiled at me, and covered the distance between us. As he reached me, he pulled me into a hug. He placed his face on the crook of my neck, inhaling my scent deeply. Mike, I don't think you want to do that. I was in the garden and I was all sweaty. I stink. I told him, trying to free myself from his bare hug, feeling so self-conscious about the body odor. He chuckled and snuggled his nose deeper into my neck without loosening his arms around me and said, "No, my love, this is the sweetest scent I can ever breathe. You are the most beautiful and sweetest girl I ever met, and I am so glad that you are all mine." He whispered in my ears. "You will always be beautiful to me, Tina, no matter how old you get or what you wear." I melt into his hug, taking in his scent and enjoying his warmth surrounding me. He releases me and then took my hands in his and walked to the tree. I waited patiently as he made his way to the hole in the tree, which we call the treasure chest, wondering what he is up to. When he got back, he was holding a small pure white teddy bear in his hands, which have a red heart design on its chest which says Mike and Tina forever and ever, and the teddy was holding a rose. "Will you go on a date with me tomorrow night, my sweet mate?" Mike asked, offering the teddy bear. I was shocked and surprised. I couldn't find my voice to answer him. Yes. Yes, yes. Finally, our mate asked us out. River is having a happy dance in my head. "Calm down, silly." I laughed at her. "We have been waiting for this for 3 years, Tina. Are you not happy?" She pouted at me. "Of course I am. I love him even more than you do." "Then you better answer him fast. He is getting confused, I guess." I looked up to see Mike looking at me with worried eyes. I just smiled and jumped into his hands, putting my hands around his neck and hugging him tightly. "Yes, Mike, I will. I have been waiting for this day for a long time." He laughed at my excitement, twirled me around, his laughter echoing through the forest, and kissed my nose. "Wow, this is a beauty. This is the one, Tins. I am sure." Bella's squeal brought me out of my thoughts. "Looks like she found the dress." I looked at her and followed her line of vision to see the most beautiful dress I have ever in my life seen. It is a red single-sided full-length dress in satin with a golden butterfly on the single sleeve and a golden belt to the mid-portion. Yes, this is the one. We bought it, and Bella managed to find matching accessories, heels, lengthy earrings, and some kind of a clip for my hair. Once we get home, I went straight for a hot water bath. Whole day shopping has really made me tired. When I got back to the room, Bella was already there setting up her makeup. Said I watched her in horror without knowing what is she planning to do to my poor face. She caught me standing near the bathroom door, ready to bolt outside and escape from her, and dragged me to my dresser. After 2 hours, I am standing in front of my mirror, gaping at the beautiful girl in front of me. It's like Bella had transformed me into a princess. "Are you sure you are not the fairy from Cinderella?" I asked her. First she was a bit confused and then she caught on it and laughed. Nah, last time I checked I was a wolf, not a fairy. Tina, Michael is here, I heard my mom calling out. He already asked for my parents' permission to take me on a date before asking me out, and I can tell from the way Dad told me about it that he is so impressed. I went to the stairs with Bella on my toes. I was nervous as hell. She gave me a reassuring hug and urged me to go downstairs, wishing me luck. Mike was standing there talking to my parents in a cream color suit with a red tie. He looked as beautiful as ever. I took my time to take in his look before I made my way downstairs. As he saw me, he turned to me and his eyes widened, taking in my looks. I felt self-conscious all of a sudden. I just want to turn on my heels and race back to the comfort of my room. Don't even think about it. My wolf growled. He is our mate. We don't have a reason to be self-conscious in front of him. He loves us, she assured me, urging me to go forward. As I got downstairs, Mike came up to me with a red rose in his hands. Beautiful rose for the beautiful lady, he said, offering the rose to me. My cheeks suddenly camouflaged into my red dress while my dad laughed at top of his lungs and Mom cooed at us. You kids better get going before her brothers get here and start with their "keep your hands off our sister" thing, my mom said, and we all laughed. Mike guided me to his car. After helping me to get in and buckling me up, he made his way to the driving seat. He took a deep breath and smiles at me. Are you nervous, sweetheart? He asked me. I guess I am. Well, me too. I just want this to be perfect for you, Tina. He told me, looking at me with pure love in his eyes. As long as you are with me, everything is perfect for me, Mike, I reassured him with a smile. I don't know where we are going, and I did not bother to ask him either. I trust Mike, he will keep me safe. We pulled over into one of the expensive restaurants in the area. Mike, this is our first date. You don't have to do that in an expensive place. Even a simple burger with you will make me happy, I told him. Sweetheart, I want this to be special for you. Mike shushed me. I am sure this is going to cause him a big fortune. He took my hands and we walked inside hand in hand. Excuse me, we have a reservation under the name Michael Joshua. This way, sir, the girl at the front said, ogling shamelessly at Mike. I moved closer to him, hugging his arm and shooting daggers at her with my eyes. You don't have to jealous, Tiny, I have eyes for you only, Mike whispered to me, making me smile. She took us to a roof garden facing the beach where a table for two was set. It was so beautiful and surprisingly themed with golden and red. Bella told me your dress color, Mike told me sheepishly. I smiled and pecked his nose. It's beautiful, Mike. Dinner was awesome, starting with wine and ending me my favorite molten chocolate cake. All the dishes were my favorites. Mike saw to everything, even the smallest details. After dinner, we went down to the beach for a walk. We didn't go into the water. We just sat on the sand with Mike's arm around me and me leaning onto him, silently enjoying the warmth of each other. After a while, Mike got a call and went to attend it, and then the most beautiful thing happened: fireworks. The sky was decorated with different colors of stars. Different color, different shapes. I was completely lost in them when I felt Mike's presence next to me and turned to thank him. He placed his finger on my lips and went to his knees. Celestina, Mary Lucas, you are the sweetest girl I ever met, my true love, my better half. From the moment I saw you, I know I want to be with you forever, and the goddess made us mates and bonded us forever. I am so happy that she gave you to me. Girl I have been in love with since I am 5 years old. We have been waiting for 3 long years now. I can't stay any longer as just your friend. So, will you be my girlfriend from today, sweetheart? I almost choked me in surprise. I felt tears, my eyes, tears of happiness. Mike, I love you. And yes, I will be your girlfriend from today and whole your life, I answered him. He got up, hugged me and twirled me around. Our laughs echoed throughout the beach, and then he kissed me, my first kiss. It was so sweet and passionate. He kissed me slowly and with lots of love. By the time we pulled away, both of us were breathing heavily. He rested his forehead on mine and we just stared into each other's eyes, his eyes in some darker shade of blue now. It was already 10 o'clock, so we decided to call it a day. He smiled and took my hands, kissed them, gently tugged it while making our way towards our car. As we drove back, I kept talking excitedly. I told him about the shopping, Bella's makeup, the book I am reading, etc. And he was so patient with my silly talks, he even laughed at some of my stupid remarks. I am on cloud 9. No girl in the world can be any happier than me. I have just been to date with the love of my life. And he proposed to me to be his girlfriend. Oh God, I fell more and more in love with his smiles and the sweet dimples that show when he smiles. The sound of his laughter fills my heart with love and happiness. He is an amazing guy, handsome, fun, kind, loving, caring, and above all my soulmate, one who is born for me, the one who completes me. I am the luckiest girl in the world to have him as my mate. I was lost in my thoughts when I felt something soft on my cheeks and looked up to see him caressing my cheek with concern in his eyes. Just then I realized that I had gone silent all of a sudden. I gave him a reassuring smile and he went back to his driving. He has one of his hands holding my hands and other on the steering. He is well known for his careful driving. Parents trusted him to drive their kids back from school, and elderly people always ask him to drive them to doctors and church, and for the kind person who he is always at their service. I am so proud of my mate. He is loved and admired by everyone. It's so dark outside, but with my enhanced vision I could see trees passing by. I know we are nearing home. We are around 15 minutes drive from my home, but I don't want this to be over. I need to spend more time with him, not ready to part yet. I know we are nearing the tree, and I was about to ask him to pull over so that we can spend some more time at our usual hangout place. Suddenly the headlight caught something darting across the road. He swerved hard to miss it and lost control over the car. I screamed as our car headed right towards the tree and everything went black just as I felt the crash. I am not sure how long we laid there. I could hear long howls, and a while later I heard shouts in the background, but I couldn't respond to it. Blood, that's all I could smell. It's not mine, but had a scent of familiarity with it. I could feel myself being dragged out. I tried to pull away and yell, but couldn't raise myself to it. Suddenly everything came back to me, the date drive, and at last the crash. I could feel hot tears stream down my cheek. I sat up, ignoring the protest of the one who was moving me, and looked all around for him, only to find him lying next to me, and scooted close to him. His body is now limp, and I can't hear his heartbeats. I could feel my heart shattering away. I felt a strong arm on my shoulder. They are trying to move me away from him. I growled at them and snuggled closer to him. But they proved to be stronger and moved me away. I was pulled into the warm embrace of my brother. I cried onto his chest. No, no, no. This is not supposed to happen. He is my mate. My soul mate. My other half. He is not supposed to die. He can't die like this and leave me all alone. We are supposed to live. Live together, live happily. He is my life, my love, and my best friend. How am I supposed to live without him? How can I face this world alone? Why so soon like this? He just proposed to me today to be his girlfriend. Why him? Why me? Then the pain came. The bond is breaking. My mate's soul is leaving. It's unbearable. I felt like I'm being stabbed. Again and again, all over my body. Every cell of my body is in pain. Then I screamed. Screamed with all my strength. I screamed for a long time and finally passed out. I wish I don't wake up from this sleep. My mate is taken from me. Beep. 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 It's an annoying sound. I want it to stop, but it keeps going on and on. I could hear voices around me but cannot recognize the owners. I tried to open my eyes. But my eyelids are so heavy. I am so tired and sleepy, and it's hurting everywhere. Slowly I drift off to sleep again. I opened my eyes to see Mike waving at me and calling for me. He looked so handsome in the morning light, by the light streaming through his blonde hair, and his blue eyes twinkled with mischief as usual. I walked to him, smiling, but he kept moving as well. I have been walking for a long time but couldn't reach him. he kept moving in the other direction. Suddenly a big wolf appeared behind him. Its eyes are red as blood and it smelled of death. I called out to Mike to run. I run to him, so does the wolf. I need to get to him before the wolf. I want to keep him safe. But Mike is moving away from me. I ran fast, but he seemed to be farther. How long, Doc? She has been out for almost 2 weeks now. Why is she not waking up? I am getting frustrated. Abel, I cannot say how long this will take. Her inner wolf might have shut down due to the loss of her mate, so her healing is taking longer. In a way that was a blessing. She doesn't have to deal the pain of the broken bond now. It's up to her wolf to decide when to come around. Let's just hope by the time she comes back to us the pain subsides. Our pack, Dr. Brian replied and walked out of the room. It has been 2 weeks since my little sister went into a coma, 2 weeks since I lost my best friend and Beta. The accident was a big blow to the pack. Both Tina and Mike were dear to everyone. They were like the life source of the pack. Mike's death and Tina's coma is taking its toll on us all, with both Alpha and Beta families grieving. We can say it's one of the darkest days of the pack. We have lost Mike. All of us know he won't be coming back. Each and every one of the pack is praying for their lively Tina to come back, their Alpha's youngest daughter. Tina was lucky that Mike somehow managed to link with his father through the family link before the car crashed, so that we were able to save at least Tina, but it was too late for Mike. Abel, they got away. They just crossed the pack boundary now, but we can catch them if we cross. They are in no man's land. Derek, one of the pack trackers, linked me. Cal, Derek, Lewis and I were out in the woods chasing some rogues who got into the territory. Our night patrol caught their scent and alerted us. We almost got them before they split up and started running in different directions. Now it looks like we lost them. We can't catch them once they crossed out of our territory. No, Derek. Just leave it there. They might be trying to make us run into a trap. Let's get back to the pack and catch some more sleep, I said, half yawning. Do you think Tina and Mike got back? Cal asked as we made our way back home. He called me before the fireworks. He was nervous as hell. He said she is happy and enjoying it, I said, chuckling. I am so happy that our best friend is my little sister's mate. We know he will never hurt her and make her cry. I can't believe she is all grown up now. Man, she just started dating, Cal exclaimed. Both of us are pretty protective of her. We know we messed up at first when she found her mate, but we are glad it's someone we know well. Abel. Cal. We heard our dad's voice through the mind link. He sounds worried. Yes, father, we replied in unison. Joshua just called me. Mike mind linked him and, kids are in a car crash. What both of us yelled as dad finished the sentence. From what Mike linked him, they are toward the north part of the territory, near that old tree where they hang out. We are on our way, sir, I replied to him. Callahan took that time to mind link Derek and Lewis, and we all headed towards the old tree. We all howled in pain for the fear of losing 2 of our favorite people. Marcus, my wolf, is going crazy about the fear of something bad happening to our little sister Tina. The idea of anything happening to her is scaring him just as it is scaring me. We ran in silence. We did not talk or look at each other, focusing all our energy on reaching the spot. The sight before us was horrific. The car was a complete wreck. The chance anyone to be alive inside it less than 1%. We smelled blood as we got close. We shifted and moved to the window side. Both of them are covered in blood and not moving. Mike is over Tina as he is trying to cover her from the impact. They are jammed between the seat and the front of the car. I removed the passenger side door and tried to grab Tina. Cal followed suit, removing driver's side door, and tried to take Mike. As he touched Mike, he looked up with a horrified look in his eyes. I can't feel his heartbeat, he cried. Tina was unconscious, but I could feel her steady heartbeat as I removed her from the car. Cal helped me by raising Mike from her. I laid her on the grass. Lewis and Cal managed to carry Mike and lay him close to her. We watch as Tina's hand searched the air for something and scooting to Mike when she found him. Abel, the rogues were here. I doubt it is their doing. Derek said as he came and stood near me. He and Lewis were searching the area when I and Cal were trying to rescue Tina and Mike. Uncle Josh and our dad came to the site by then along with Brian, our pack doctor. Brian went to check on Mike. We watched as he checked in pulse and hopefully trying to catch some heartbeat that we might have missed in our panic-driven state. He just shook his head, confirming our worst fear, and mumbling, "I am so sorry, it's too late. He is already gone." Uncle Joshua lost his control and charged to the pack doctor. It took everything in Callahan and our father to restrain him. "I am sorry, sir, there is nothing I could do. He had a metal rod went directly through his heart. His death was immediate. I can assure you that he did not suffer," Brian said apologetically, hearing that our old beta shifted and took off in the direction of their house, howling loud in pain. After a second, we could hear more pain-filled howls filling the air. "His family is mourning for their child." Brian moved to Tina and checked her vital, then checked her body for any wounds. "She is perfectly fine, Alpha, at least physically. There are no wounds other than some scratches here and there. She became unconscious due to the impact of the crash. The boy did a good job of covering her," Brian said, looking sadly at Mike. We all understood the unspoken words. If he hadn't tried to save Tina and cover her with his body, he wouldn't have died. That metal rod was meant for her. He took it on him. We tried to remove Tina from Mike so that we can carry them back, but she has a death grip on him. It took all my strength and some help from Cal to remove her from him. Then she started talking incoherently. Looks like she is gaining her consciousness back and she knows that she lost her mate. I could feel her grief. Suddenly she started screaming and jerking my hands. "What's happening?" I yelled at the doctor. He looked at me with a sad eye. "Their bond is breaking. She is going to be in pain for a while." Tina kept screaming for a while and then she passed out. We took her to the infirmary. Others took Mike to his family. Our heart is grieving for our friend, but we are worried about our sister on what is going to happen to her. Half of the men's pack and our mom were there when Dad and Cal took Tina there. Dad has given instructions to move the ladies and kids to the safe house as soon as we heard about the accident, immediately after the presence of rogues. Of course, our mom won't listen. Doc Brian moved Tina immediately to the special room for those who lose their mates. These are specially designed rooms that have CCTV cameras in its every nook and corner, since these people always do the unexpected. Mom cleaned her of all the blood and dirt, then the doc hooked her in IVs and all kind of monitors for vital signals. "Doctor, will she?" Mom stopped, unable to complete the sentence. This is the question running through all our heads. Will she die? A person won't last long after the death of their mate. They will grow weak and eventually die. Some lucky ones die instantly. I have heard the wait for death was torture. Most of them are suicidal. No, Luna, the chances are low for natural deterioration of her health since they are not marked or mated. Brian continued, but we might have to keep her safe from herself, as she might go into a depression or get suicidal once her conscious mind registers the loss of her mate. She won't feel complete without her mate. Or else we need to find some other soul that will accept her. She will be a bit suicidal if she can't find a purpose in her life. Mom broke down hearing this. Our little sister is going to have an incomplete life to live, as if she is in dark. I don't want my sister to die. But I don't want her to suffer. Goddess, please be merciful to her. Please make her a less painful future. Beep, 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 beep. A frantic sound from the monitors brought me out of my thoughts. Tina is twisting and turning in her bed. I yelled for the doctor and stepped back as the doctor and the nurses rushed to her side. She kept saying things, only this I could catch was, "Mike, run, Wolf, seems like she is having a nightmare." "What's going on with her?" I was yelling at the doctor. "She is having a panic attack. If you could please stop asking questions so I can work on her." The doctor snapped at me. I growled at him for the disrespect but went out of the room. After a while, the doctor met us outside. This was the first time she is having a panic attack. It can be good and bad. The good part is that her mind is trying to connect to the real world. The bad part is that panic attacks can occur at any time. She should be monitored all the time. The doctor said before moving to his room, leaving me and Callahan in the hallway. It is 1 week after Tina's panic attack. There is no movement from her ever since. If not for the monitors hooked to her, it looks like she is dead. I went to her room in the infirmary and saw Mom sleeping in a chair next to her bed, holding hands with her. Dad is in the coach, sleeping in a really uncomfortable position. I and my brother were out on patrol tonight. All of us are trying really hard to find a lead on the accident, and we are suspicious of the rogues that were on our territory that night, but we are not getting any evidence to prove our point, and we couldn't track them either. Uncle Josh and Aunt Kathy is still recovering from their loss. They have somehow come to terms with their son's fate, but worried about Tina. She was like their youngest daughter. Aunt Kathy spent most of her time at the infirmary with Mom these days, might be to escape the memories of Mike. Losing a child is the worst thing that can happen to a parent. Mike's funeral was done 2 days after the accident. We couldn't wait until Tina wakes up. At least her last memories of her mate will be happy ones. It was still late at night. We somehow managed to send our parents home, and I and my brother settled ourselves in Tina's room. We have added some of Mike's things in the room so that she will be able to catch his scent and that her wolf remains calm. I was just coming out of the washroom when I sensed something different in the room. I went on alert and made to my sister's side in a flash. I had the biggest shock of my life when I looked her and saw her staring back at me as if in a dream. "How are you feeling today, Tina?" Dr. Brian asked as I took the seat in front of him. "I am here for my weekly checkup, physically." "I am fine, Doc. We established that a month ago," I replied to him. He gave me a sad smile and continued, "That I know, dear, and you know that was not what I was asking, right?" I sighed and gave my answer. "It still feels the same emptiness. I am doing the mental exercises and yoga as you told me to do." "How do you spend your free time?" he asked. "Same way as I used to, reading or gardening." "Tina, you are supposed to spend more time with people. Bella always keeps me company, so does Tom when I am in the garden. Abel and Cal join me after dinner every night, so does Mom and Dad. Aunt Kathy and the girls forced me into shopping this week as well." I grumbled. "Good. At least they are putting in some effort, even if you are so reluctant." He sighed at my disinterest in mingling with people. "I am not a social butterfly, Doc. Even before the accident I was like this only. If you all really want to help, then please leave me on my own. You people have no clue what I am going through." "Stop trying to help." I snapped at him. "Symptoms of panic attacks?" he asked as nothing happened, changing the topic altogether. "Nope. But still have nightmares." "You can continue with the same medicine, the same dose. Keep up with your yoga and exercises. Tell me if you get any symptom of panic attacks," he said professionally. "Okay, doctor. You will get better, dear. Please work with us on this. Tina, whole pack loves you. They want you back, dear. I don't think Mike want you to spend your life like this, sulking around in his memory. He wants you to have a better life," he said to me softly. I nodded to him and got out of there. I know it was so difficult for him as well. They were cousins and were very close too. Even through the pain of losing his cousin, he was at my side all the time, looking after me. 2 months before, when I woke up to a shocked-looking Abel, I didn't know how much my life changed. Shortly after waking, I had Dr. Brian and team fussing over me with a lot of questions and tests for an hour. After that, he told me that he is sedating me, since I need more rest, and promising me that my family will be there when I wake up next time. I don't know how long I slept. I woke up to whispers in the room. "We should tell her," Cal said. "She doesn't have to know now," Dad replied. "She will find out sooner or later." Cal is arguing with him. "What if she can't accept it? That is from my mom." Brian said we need to tell her now. It will be better she knows from us rather than from some other means. She will be asking for him right away. Abel said. "What do you think, Josh?" Dad asked. "We need to do what that will keep her safe." She is like a daughter to me as well. That is all, Uncle Josh said. Her naturally cheerful voice sounded very sorrowful. That is all the suspense I could take. I opened my eyes to see my whole family and Mike's parents in the room. What is it that you guys don't want me to know about? I asked as 6 pairs of eyes snapped in my direction. But I could not find the sapphire blue eyes that I am eagerly waiting for the most among them. Where did he go? I'm sure he won't leave my side till I get better. Is he not well as well? Where is Mike, Dad? I hope you didn't send him away on some pack business. I already miss him so much. I want to see him now. I questioned my father. All of them looked so nervous. All of a sudden my mom and Aunt Kathy burst into tears. Dad and Uncle Josh was on their side in a flash, soothing their mates. No, this is not good. They are hiding something from me. Is he not well? Is he in some coma like me? I tried to remember, but I can't remember past seeing a wolf in the middle of the road that night. What happened to him? I know he would have been here if he had a choice. It's scaring me. Hello? Can't anyone hear me? Dad, you can confess your love to your mate after telling me where my mate is. Where is Mike, Dad? I asked, losing my patience. But what surprised me is silence from River, my wolf. She didn't talk to me after I woke up. She is unusually silent. I can feel her distress and pain, but I don't know why she is so sad. They all moved closer to me. Mom and Aunt Kathy sat on either side of my bed. Abel and Cal standing just behind the mothers. Dad and Uncle Josh took a seat facing me. They all look sad and serious. I know I am not going to like what I am going to hear. Is he not well? Did the accident put him in a coma as well? Even if my mate is in any coma or paralyzed, I don't care. All I want is to be with him. I will take care of him until the end. I can get a job and can fend for the living as well. You guys don't have to look this sad if that's the case. I told them with a smile, trying to put an end to their misery. I wish that was the case, dear. I know you love him and will take care of him, even if he is half dead, Uncle Josh said. Shockingly, he was crying as well. Looking at my dad again, I noticed both of them look like a mess. It's the first time I am seeing them like this. Being the alpha and beta of the pack, they are always well dressed and energetic. Celestina, my dad started but hesitated, then continued as Mom nodded at him encouragingly. Mike, he did not make it through the accident, dear. We lost him. What did you mean? This is ridiculous. They are lying. He passed away, dear. Aunt Kathy said, breaking down into tears once again. I burst out laughing. That was a good joke. Now, where is he? Did he put you guys up to this? None of them replied. They just looked at me sadly. I then looked at Cal. He will never lie to me. He can't hide anything from me. He always spoiled Mom's surprise party for me by accidentally telling me. He always blames it on his wolf for that, saying Rock, his wolf, doesn't like lying to me. But he didn't meet my eyes, just nodded silently. Then I felt something snap inside of me. I felt immense pain coursing through me. My heartbeats are going overboard and my head felt like it's going to explode. My breathing hitched as it's hard to draw the next air into my lungs. My lungs are burning with the lack of oxygen. Then everything went black. I sighed at the memory. I could feel tears trickling down my cheeks. I curled into a ball and cried myself to sleep again this night. Embracing myself for the nightmare I know I will be getting in the night. I opened my eyes after a restless night by around 6:30 in the morning. I just lay like that for an hour thinking of how to go through the day without breaking down. I hate to see my family suffering because of me. They are the only reason I am trying to cope with all this and trying to act normal. I got out of bed and after my morning rituals and making my bed went downstairs for breakfast. Mom was in the kitchen making pancakes. My brothers are already there digging into the stack of pancakes in front of them. Need any help, Ma? I asked her, knowing there was a good chance that she might be standing there for at least half an hour making pancakes. Oh, yes, Tina. If you don't mind, can you make some omelets and cook some bacon? My mom said, looking at me gratefully. Sure thing, Mom, I said as I made my way to the refrigerator. I can take 2 more omelets, Cal said as I carried the stuff to the counter. You had enough, Cal. You just ate pancakes for the whole pack. I told him, smacking at his head. You should start dieting, or you will develop a big belly. Yay, sure. We'll start from tomorrow. Can I get an omelet now? You know I love your cooking, especially those cheesy omelets you make, he said, giving me a puppy eyes. Too much for the future beta. Get out of the kitchen now, Cal. I said firmly, and he went out of the kitchen grumbling. Abel laughed at his antics, kissed Mom and me on the cheeks, and followed his not-so-happy younger brother. How did yesterday's appointment go, honey? Mom asked once we are alone in the kitchen. Same as usual. He told me to just continue the medication and exercises. She nodded and didn't reply. We finished our work in silence. Once done, I thought about doing some gardening. Mom, I am going out to the garden. There is some weeding to do. Okay. Ask Bella to join you. She is not out of town. Mom went to her uncle's pack yesterday. We'll be back tomorrow morning only. I will be fine on my own. Tom might join me once he saw me there. She looked like she was about to argue, but on second thought give it up and nodded at me. I have been in the garden for the past 3 hours and it's almost lunchtime now, so I decided to go in and wash up. Mom and other ladies might use one more helping hand, seeing it's the weekend and kids are running everywhere. Come on, Toms, let's go inside and clean ourselves. I can hear your tiny tummy growling already, I told to Tom, who joined me for weeding 2 hours before. He gave me a toothless smile. He lost his 2 milk tooth on the front row a week before and nodded eagerly. I told Tom to go and wash up as I put away weeding things away. He ran off hopping up and down. I watched him for a while and shook my head and went back to work. I heard some footsteps nearing me, and looked up to see Chelsea walking up to me. I haven't seen her for a while. I heard from Bella that she went to see one of her distant cousins a few weeks before the accident, and after the accident I was not keen on keeping myself updated about her or anyone else. After that little incident between her and Mike 3 years, before we came to know that she had a huge crush on Mike for a long time, and that's why she tried to force herself on him. She was planning to convince him to mate her since both of them haven't found their respective mates. But all the planning was in vain since Mike found his mate a few days after that little incident. She did not take the news well was an understatement. She went totally wild and she gave out frustration by having relations with almost all the boys in the pack except Mike and my brothers. My brothers do have their standards. So she is now officially the pack slut. As I said, I didn't see her after waking up from the coma. All the other pack members came to give me a get well soon wish, not that I care, but still. Now seeing her walking up to me made me curious. I had a feeling she is up to no good. This is the first time I am out of the house alone. Hi Chelsea, it's been a long time. I greeted her. You should have left him alone, she sneered at me. What do you mean? I asked her. Mike. You should have left him alone. He wouldn't have been dead if it were not for being your mate. She just hit a sour spot. I wanted to scream at her. I wanted to shift and attack her. I feel the pain weighing me down. What do you think? That I am enjoying my life. He left for me. You don't have any idea how much I want to go back in time and correct this, how much I wanted him to be the one who survived. How much I wish to be dead along with him rather than living like a half-dead. How much I wish he was here now to support me and yell back at you. I yelled back at her. You were the one who is supposed to be dead. He took your death on him. I can't even see why he has to do it for someone worthless as you. She was shouting now. What did you say? I could feel the emptiness creeping back to my soul. I hope she didn't mean what she said. That metal bar, the thing that killed him, it was meant for you. He got in its way, covering you up and killing himself. I will never forgive you for this. I loved him. I loved him ever since I could remember, but for him it was always you. That day I went to confess my love to him again as the little brat you are. You came there also. You took him away from me. Now you killed him. You are going to pay for that now. You are going to pay for what all things you did to me and to my Mike. I am going to take your life for his life. She screamed at me. I could see her wolf surfacing, her eyes pitch black. I know I should shift and defend myself, but River has lost her connection with me. I should at least shout for help but didn't want to do it. I know I deserve this. My mate is dead because of me. I deserve the punishment she is giving me, but death will be a blessing for me to join him. I saw her shifting into her wolf and lunging for my throat. I didn't flinch or moved. I closed my eyes and stayed there ready, embraced death. My escape. Mom, have you seen Tina? She is not in her room. I went to the kitchen to see Mom standing near the stove cooking something. No sign of Tina. I have been looking for her for a while. She might be in the garden. She was planning to do some weeding. Mom replied without looking at me, is she alone? You know she is not supposed to go out alone, right? Ever since the accident we never let her out of the house alone, even if it's just to the backyard. We are 100% sure that the accident was not just an accident but a planned attack, and in that case she is still in danger. I think Tom is with her. I told her to take someone with her but she refused. I can't force her into something she doesn't want to do, right? And also I don't want her to feel like a weakling. By the way, why are you looking for her? Nothing. I was planning to go out. Wanted to know whether she wanna come with me. You know, a little brother-sister bonding. I will go check the garden then. Bye Mom. I headed to the garden. I walked out to see Tom running, or rather hopping towards the back door. Hey buddy, have you seen Tina? I called out to him. Yup. She is still in the garden. She told me to go and wash up for lunch. She will be here in a few. He shouted as he ran to the room. Looks like someone is very hungry, my wolf Rock said, and I chuckled. He is like a funny bunny. I walked out of the house and made my way to the garden. As I rounded the corner, our beautiful garden came to my view. I could see Tina there now. Thank God she is not alone. A pack member is there with her. That girl seems vaguely familiar, but couldn't put my finger on how I know her. That girl is yelling at our little sister Rock, my wolf growled. Then I noticed that they are not having a friendly conversation. I picked up my pace as I saw the girl started to shake as if her wolf is taking control, and Tina is already a crying mess. She looks like she is going into a shock. Seems like another panic attack. As I got close I could pick up some of their conversations. I heard the girl screaming, I am going to take your life for his life. And she transformed into her mud-brown wolf and pounced to my sister. Tina is not moving. She stood there as if she is embracing this death. My heart broke seeing my little sister like that. Without thinking I shifted to my dark brown wolf and pushed forward. Rock took over complete control and he wanted blood. I vaguely remember knocking the girl off before she hit my sister. She is a weak one, but her anger is driving her. She tried to snap at my wolf. But Rock is beyond angry about what she was about to do to our sister. We were going to snap to her neck when I was suddenly knocked off from her. My wolf growled and ready to pounce at the intruder when we saw Marcus, my elder brother's dark brown wolf, standing tall and mighty above her, and he orders her to submit to his alpha command. Even though he is not the alpha yet, alpha in him is really powerful as our father. I could see the fury and anger in his eyes, but unlike me he had full control over his wolf. He had some enforcers with him and ordered them to take her to the cells in the basement. Then he orders Rock to calm down and shift back. Once I shifted and put on shorts that one of the enforcers passed me, he also shifted and got dressed. We rushed to our sister's side to see Dr. Brian working on her with Mom and Dad on her both sides. Doc already managed to calm her down, but she is unconscious. We need to move her to the infirmary, Dr. Brian said, looking at me and Abel. I just nodded and picked her up in my arms. I held her close. She let out a whimper and a lone teardrop escaped from her eyes and made its way down through her cheeks. She deserves much better than this, Rock whimpered at the back of my mind. Is there nothing we could do for our little sister? I know, Rock, it's breaking my heart to see her like this. We will find a way to stop this suffering. We will search and find her the happiness she deserves, I assured him. I promise you, little one, your brother will find you the happiness you deserve. I whispered to the girl in my hands, purpose of life, purpose of my life. What is the purpose of my life, Arga? This is so frustrating. I was pulling at my hair when I heard Bella giggling next to me. Today it's her turn to babysit me. I threw my pen at her and crumbled the paper I was using and threw it into the dustbin. After the last panic attack a week ago, I am having some speech session, and my therapist gave me homework to find the purpose of my life. And for the last 3 hours I was sitting in my room trying to figure out the purpose of my life, and I only managed to write the heading of the essay and doodle all over it. Seriously, Bella. That man is the psychotic one, not me. I was seriously losing it. What's wrong with you all? I never tried to do anything stupid. Whatever Chelsea did is not my fault. Come on, Tins, just put up with it. Your family is just scared and worried, and the fact that you didn't try to fight or run from Chelsea is still freaking us out. Give them some time and do like they say, it will calm them down. Bella tried to soothe me, but Bells, they are practically asking me to forget Mike and move on. How can I do that? He is my mate, for crying out loud. The only one for me, only one I ever wanted. I don't exist without him. I started to cry by the time I finished my sentence. Bella just held me tight and let me pour out my pain. After my episode, we decided to stop working on my assignment for a while and take a break. We were in the TV room watching Finding Nemo for the umpteenth time when we heard growls and paw thudding outside. Rogue's mothers, children, and elderly people moved to the safe house. My father's voice rang in our head through the Alpha's link. The safe house is a specially designed room with one-way password access. Once locked, it can be opened only from the inside with the help of a password. Those who cannot shift children, mothers of children below the age of 10, and elderly people are supposed to stay in the safe house during Rouge attacks and wars. They are supposed to stay there till the attack is over and Alpha or Beta link with them to open the door. I and Bella rushed out of the room when we heard the Alpha. Bella suddenly shifts into her light blonde wolf and sprint to the front door. Then only I remembered I cannot shift. Great, I can't even help my pack now. Completely useless. I tried to reach out River, but the effort was fruitless. I felt someone poking me and looked to see Bella's blonde wolf trying to push me towards the safe house. She might have come back when she felt my absence. Okay. I will go. But mark my words, Missy. If you don't come back in one piece, I will follow you to the purgatory and create a personal hell for you, okay? She licked my hands and nodded. I gave her one more pat on the head and ran to the safe house. I rushed to the safe house. Almost everyone is already there. A couple of mothers are making their way to the door with their children. Seeing a 5-year-old in his mother's arms reminded me of Tom. Oh God. That poor guy might be freaking out now. He doesn't have his mom to calm him, I thought to myself, and went to look for him among the other orphans. But I couldn't find him. Where is Tom? I asked a blonde kid near me. Didn't see him after breakfast. That freak might have wandered off to somewhere, kid responded. First thing, don't call him a freak. Secondly, he is just like you, even better. I jumped down at his throat. I know I shouldn't have. He is just a kid. But I am upset that I can't find Tom in the safe house, and they are about to close the door. Wait. One of the kids is missing. I am going to look for him. You can close the door and lock it. Keep everyone safe here. Don't open the door until you are told to. I ordered a Theta woman and made my way out through the door. As I was about to exit, a hand grabbed me. I looked back to see one of the mothers watching me with concern. What are you going to do, dear? Alpha and your brothers won't be happy about you leaving the safe house, she told me. Don't worry. I will be fine. I need to find Tom. If something happens to him, I won't be able to live with the guilt of it weighing on me. Don't worry, we will hide once I found him. I gave her a smile and pried my hands from her grip, which she reluctantly let go. I stepped back and watched as they closed the door. After making sure that the door is secure, I ran to the garden, the only place that came to my mind where there is a chance to find him. I saw my worst nightmare came alive in my garden. There at the entrance to the garden stood Tom, both his hands spread like eagle's wing as he is trying to guard the garden entrance, and in front of him stood 4 fully grown wolves, definitely Rouges, and just then I noticed one dirty blonde, a wolf preparing to lunge at Tom. I ran to him and jumped to knock off the wolf before he hit Tom. In the mid-air I felt an energy surge in me, the rage of my wolf river within me. I knocked the wolf away from Tom and landed on my white paws. Without second thoughts I caught the wolf by his neck, tightening my hold. My teeth penetrated into his flesh, and with one strong move I broke his neck. I looked up from my kill to see 3 more wolves joining the remaining 3 wolf. Great, now we are outnumbered again, I muttered to River. I took a protective stance in front of Tom. Then I heard heavy thudding, almost like an earthquake. I didn't take my eyes from my attackers and stood my stand. One of the wolves was ready to jump at me. Suddenly he was tackled to the ground by a big dark brown wolf, and the rogue is dead in seconds. Without any remorse the brown wolf turned to his next prey. I took my eyes off of the brown wolf to see all our attackers are either dead or fighting others from my pack. Take Tom out of here, Abel's sound rang in my head. Without wasting a second, I went to Tom. That kid was a scared mess. It's the first time he is seeing murder and blood. My heart pained at the terror I saw in the child's face. I licked him, and he looked up at me with a terrified look. I lowered my head to show him that I mean no harm to him. He slowly raised his hands and pat my head. I pressed myself to the floor to signal him to climb on my back, and to my relief he complied. I ran inside fast and climbed the stairs to my room. Once in my room I sat the boy on my bed and went to my walk-in closet, shifted to my human and got dressed. I came back to the room to see Tom in a fetal position and sobbing his heart out. I locked the door and entered the passcode to be extra secure. Alpha's daughter's room will always have extra protection. I walked back to the bed and pulled Tom closer to me. He snuggled closer to me and continued crying. After a while his heartbeat became normal, and I knew that he dozed off. I stayed like that for a while, holding his warm body close to me, satisfying my wolf's urge to protect him, to assure her that the child is safe and unharmed. That made me think about what caused my wolf to return to me. After a while I got my answer. I got up from my bed and pulled some pillows around Tom so that he won't fall from the bed and remain warm. I unlocked my door and listened for some time. I could hear movements downstairs. After listening for a few seconds, when I am sure that the attack is over and daily activities are restored, I got out of my room and closed the door behind me, then made my way to Alpha's office. I am having a heated argument with my sons regarding the escape of one of our prisoners during the rogue attack. We have a strong feeling that the rogues attacked just to rescue the prisoner. In that case we should be on high alert and increase the guard on Celestina, as the escaped prisoner is the one who tried to attack my daughter. We are arguing whether we should tell her about the escape of the prisoner or guard her without her knowledge. I don't want my daughter to live her whole life worried about a rogue. I would just increase her protection and make sure she is not aware of that. But her brothers are not buying it. Dad, she got her wolf back. She is a strong one. Of course she will be. She is a white wolf. I cut off Christabel, my firstborn, mid-sentence, and that's another reason why she should be protected. She is a rare wolf. There will be people trying to harm her. Will you let me finish? Father Abel growled in frustration, and I growled back at the disrespect towards his alpha. He ignored it and continued talking. She killed a rogue, Dad, that too, without any kind of training. There was no need for it when Mike was around, but she took out him as a pro. Dad, I think Abel is right. What she needs is training, not guards. She should be able to protect herself. I am pretty sure she won't like to sit idle during a fight. She wants to fight. What happened today is a good example of that. My second-born seconded his big brother. I already know this is a losing battle, but I am not ready to give in yet. She is my baby girl. I looked over at my mate and she sat there looking bored. I can't believe she sided with her sons for this. I was about to talk, but knock knock knock, come in. I called out, composing myself first. And my beautiful daughter walked in with a sweet, radiant smile. She is a very beautiful young girl inside out, with a kind heart and sweet nature. She has my wife's slim figure and wavy brunette hair, but she got my sapphire blue eyes, while both the boys have my built and my curly black hair, but their mother's brown eyes. Alexandria ran to our daughter's side and pulled her into a bear hug. We were not able to see her in person after the attack since we are dealing with the prisoners' escape. The news we knew came from the boys. Overprotective Mama Bear. My wolf smirked and I rolled my eyes and corrected him. Mama Wolf. Alex honey, you are suffocating her, I said while stealing my daughter out of her mother death grip. She glared at me but let me take Tina in my hands. I felt relaxed once I held my baby in my arms unharmed. I walked her to the couch and we all sat down with Tina between me and Alex and Abel and Cal opposite to us. I looked at my daughter. She is wearing light blue jeans and a black shirt and her hair in a ponytail. She has always been a simple girl with simple dreams, a person whom we can please so easily. Even simple chocolate will excite her to jump up and down all the way from the front door to her room. Inheriting her mother's tenderness and kindness, she is the best daughter any parent can ask for. A confident girl who always kept her head high and radiated happiness everywhere she goes. But I can hardly recognize the girl sitting with me now. That confident girl I once knew is gone. She smiles, but that never reaches her eyes. She tries to look cheerful, but she can't fool her parents. The girl who is sitting in front of me is just a shell. She is a girl with a single dream, a happy life with her mate, and I couldn't give her even that. I am a failure as a father and as her alpha. My heart ached for my daughter. What had happened to her? It's all my fault. I shouldn't have let them go out that day, or I should have put an early curfew, or I should have sent some guards with them, or I should have made sure that their route is clear, but I didn't do any of these. Who thought anyone will mess with the alpha and beta families of one of the strongest packs in the world? Dad, I am pulled out of my self-pitying by Tina when she started talking. I want to become a warrior. You want what? All four of us shouted at the same time. I watched others as their faces mirrored the same expression that I know that was on my face. Shock. But that is far beyond what we are feeling. The girl who just said she wants to be a warrior, she used to be the girl who was totally against violence. The same girl who questioned me about my decision to kill a rogue when she was just 5. Now that girl wants to be a warrior. Am I have a nightmare or something? Look, I know you guys think that I have gone crazy, but I'm not. This is not a hasty decision either. She started to explain, seeing our expression. Today when I saw Tom in front of that rogue, only thing I could think about is how to save him. The urge to jump into it and fight was not only my human's instinct, my wolf wanted me to fight as well. She came out when she sensed danger to the people she loves. She is a fighter. She will never sit back and relax when her loved ones are fighting out there. It doesn't matter whether we are trained or not. Both I and River will not stay away in some safe house when my family and my pack is fighting outside. But when I was fighting them, there was a moment I came face to face with death. That moment I feared for not only my life, but for the life of the little one who was with me, and I realized the importance of training also. If Abel does not come at that time, neither I or Tom would have been alive now. I don't want to be dependent like that again. I want to train, and I want to get stronger and skilled. But Tina dear, fighting is a very dangerous business. It's not the thing for kind-hearted girls like you. Your dad and your brothers will always be there to protect you, I told her. No, Dad. You did not get my point yet. I don't want people to fight to keep me safe. I want to fight alongside you people to safeguard my pack and those who cannot fight. Dad, you are the one who told me wolves are born fighters. I am a wolf and I am a fighter, she argued with me. You are not a fighter, dear. You are a sweet and kind girl like your mom, not a fighter like me or your brothers. The only thing you can do is love everyone. You cannot fight and kill, sweetheart. It's not your thing. Where did that young girl go who argued with me over the life of a rogue, all those years ago? I tried to lure her out of her decision, but I could feel that I am all alone in this. Even my wolf has taken a position with my wife and sons on training Tina to fight. Are they all out of their mind? She is my baby girl. She is not a fighter. You are the only one who is out of mind here. She is a powerful wolf, Lucas. She needs training. My wolf, Sylvester, told me. I think we agreed on this when Mike was training her. Well, when they pretend they were training. Yeah, but that did not help them last time, right? I almost lost her once. I am not risking her again. She is not going to be outside the safe house during a fight. I yelled at him. Well, I don't think that is going to stop her from fighting, he answered me and went silent. Daddy, are you listening to me? Tina asked, probably noticing that I zoned out. Sorry dear, I was talking to my wolf. We are having a small disagreement on something. What were you saying? Anything other than the fighting stuff, I asked her, hoping she already dropped the warrior thing, but seems like it is too much to ask for. She shook her head and sighed. Daddy, you know I am a white wolf, a rare and strong one. No matter what you say, she will have the urge to fight. She wants to protect everyone, Dad, not the other way round. Either you train me how to fight or I will jump into the fight without any training like it happened today. And that's my final decision, she said, leaving no gap for an argument. But I am not going to give in to her childish thoughts. She is just a child. Dad, she has got a point. We all know white wolves are strong, and strong wolves always have the urge to fight and protect. They will not cower away from danger. No matter whether they are trained or not, their instinct is to fight. It will be best for her and the rest of the pack to train her, cause if her wolf is unskilled and jumps into the fight, all of us will be worried and distracted during the fight. It will not do good for the pack, Abel said, supporting his little sister and trying to make me see reason. He is right, honey. It will put all of us at ease if we know she can defend herself if something goes wrong. And it's only training right. She will have proper exercise and will get a sound mind and body through training. It will be a good distraction as well, my wife said, making me think. God, this woman always manages to come up with good points, leaving me no room for argument. And you can't resist her either, Sylvester said, smirking at me. All right. I will talk to David and ask him to train Tina personally if that is what all of you want, I said, looking hopefully at Callahan, seeing he remained silent all this time. That's great, Dad. David is the best warrior out there. She is in good hands. Even me and Abel can find some time to train her as well if she likes it, said my second-born, throwing all my hopes out of the window. Okay then. I will talk to David and you can start your training from tomorrow early morning. Be on the field by 5 inches the morning, okay, Tins? I asked her, smiling. Okay, Daddy. Thank you so much, she said, grinning like a 5-year-old on a Christmas Eve, and kissed my cheek. Is there anything else that we need to discuss? No, they all said in chorus. Then I have some works to get back to. See you all during dinner, and Tina, stay with Tom the rest of the day. He might be very scared. Make sure he is not left alone for some days. That's all, you guys can leave. I dismissed them and got back to all the pending paperworks and data we got about today's rogue attack. It's 4.55 inches the morning. I am in the training field waiting for Uncle David. David is one of the best fighters in our pack and close friend with my dad. Now he is in charge of the training activities. He has a team under him. They have categorized trainees based on age groups and strength. But I am to be trained personally by Uncle David, according to Alpha's order. Good morning, Tina, Uncle David called out as he approached me. Good morning, Uncle Dave. I waved at him with a smile. Finally, you have decided to show up for training. I have been telling your dad about training you for a long time, but he is always reluctant about it, saying you are too sweet to be a fighter. Anyways, we can start with some warm-up exercise. We need to get your body to be fit using various workouts before we start training to fight. What about taking 10 rounds around the training field? He went straight to business as soon as he reached near me. Okay, sir, I replied. Then you can start now. I will tell you the next step when you finish the laps. Now go. My trainer ordered and I complied happily. For me, this is a new beginning. The only purpose to live, to train and become the best. Then live to take care of one who loves me. Now this is the only purpose of my life. I have already submitted my assignment to the therapist as soon as exited my dad's office yesterday. I walked around the outer perimeters of the training field watching my subordinates training the new trainees. All my trainers are the best fighters in the pack. They are strong, skilled, and each can take at least 2 fully grown werewolves at a time. But my eyes are searching for a particular one, strongest, skilled, and best among all my subordinates. a slim yet strong femme wolf who in the course of past 4 years I have grown fond of. I always had a soft heart towards Celestina, my alpha and my best friend's daughter. She reminds me of Rhea, my own little girl whom we lost to a rogue at a very young age of 5. Me and my family, my wife and my elder son, never got over it seeing Rhea struggling in the mouth of the rogue, and the fear and pain in her innocent eyes when his teeth dug into her flesh still haunt us in every waking moment and in our sleep. Tina was born exactly a year after Rhea's death. After what happened to my own daughter, I always felt so protective of my alpha's daughter. I pledged my life on her safety. She was always a sweet and kind girl. She has heard stories about Rhea and her death, and she always managed to spend time with me and my family. It always amazed me the ease with which she interacted with my mate, more like a daughter than like an alpha. I know I have to thank her for keeping my family from falling apart. My wife went to a state of depression after our daughter's death, and my son can hardly be any more different. It's Tina who saved us. She became a daughter to my wife and a sister to my son. But watching her crumble and giving in to the same fate she saved us from was the hardest thing to watch, and not knowing what to do or how to help is the worst kind of feeling. Ever since Michael's death, I have been after the alpha, nagging him about letting Tina train. I knew she is depressed and cared less about her life and safety, but some knowledge in self-defense is never going to hurt her. And another fact about training is that it helps you to get over your grief, helps you to concentrate your sorrow and hurt to a single point, to put all your pain together as your strength. It was a relief when Tina took the decision to be a warrior herself and persuaded her father into agreeing with her. She became one of the best fighters within a year, and topmost by next year. I can proudly say she is a few steps ahead of my own son, who is now leading the warriors for the pack in my place. Tina is more interested in training young wolves rather than leading a fight or a war. She is doing a good job in it from past 2 years. Her wolf is naturally strong and her human is strong-willed, and all the experience they have been in to harden both of them. It is a good quality for a fighter, but as a girl and as a daughter I prefer the old sweet Tina. Good morning, Uncle Dave. Tina's cheerful voice pulled me out of my thoughts. For the past 4 years she exhibited a very cheerful personality, but those who are close to her can see the underlying sadness in her eyes. It's a very cruel fate that the young couple suffer. Along with the decision to become a warrior, she took the decision to hide her pain from others and be a happy, cheerful girl to everyone. Good morning, Tina, I wished her with a smile. So excited about today's party. Your brothers are coming home with their mates, right? I am so excited. I am going to meet my sisters-in-law for the first time. I and Bella have planned everything, and that's one of the reasons I am here now. I won't be able to participate in today's evening training session, so could you please arrange someone to train my students? That will be fine, dear. I can find someone to substitute for you. Thanks, Uncle David. I will take my leave now. Have a nice day. You too, Celestina. Bye. I watched her retreating figure for a while and went back to my work. There is a lot of security works to be done with future Alpha and Beta's homecoming party. It's been 2 years since I saw my brothers. Both of them went on a mate hunt 2 years back. Since their mates were not in our pack or any of the nearby packs, they should have gone early, but they were so reluctant to leave me after everything happened in the course of the past few years. They knew I am more comfortable and feel safer when they are around, which is true, but they need to find their mates. It's important not only for them but for the pack as well. They were supposed to leave a few days after that fateful night, but after the unexpected turn of events they dropped the plan. I and Mom tried our maximum to persuade them to go looking for their mates. We even tried emotional blackmailing, but the guys were so stubborn. At last, 2 years back, once they made sure I am strong enough to fight and take care of myself, they are ready to leave. Callahan found his mate Alice last year. She is the Beta's daughter of Red Crescent Pack. Alice is a wonderful girl, very energetic, yet managed to keep Cal in line. She loves traveling like the boys. It was her suggestion that she and Callahan will travel with Christabel till he finds his mate. Christabel found his mate Liza, short for Lizabeth, last week. She is the Beta's daughter and Alpha's cousin from Shadow Knight Pack. Liza is no different from Alice, always so talkative and energetic. She always managed to leave a smile on our face even when conversing through the phone. They are all coming home today and we are organizing a grand welcome party. Tina, Dad's calling you. My little brother Tom screamed as he ran outside. Wow, slow down, young man. Did you shower after your training session? I stopped him by grasping his shirt's collar. Yes, I did. Can't you smell the soap on me? He asked, giving me an innocent look. I can, but I still smell the sweat and dirt on you, and I do know that both your deodorant and soap smelled the same. Do you need another lecture from Mom on personal hygiene? I asked him with a stern look. Nope. I will go and take my shower, he said with a frown. Honestly, Mom's lectures are the worst lectures ever. Meet me in the backyard after the shower. Call your friends as well, there is a lot of things to be done for the evening party. Okay, yes ma'am, he shouted as he ran back to his room. That rogue attack 4 years ago was really bad on Tom. He suffered from nightmares every night and the doctor found that he was slipping into depression. I have always cared for him like a little brother. I couldn't stand the thought of him being in such a condition, so I asked my parents to adopt him and they happily agreed since they were also very fond of him. Good morning, Daddy. I greeted my dad as I reached his office. Both my parents are there, deeply absorbed in their conversion. I walked over to them and kissed both of them on the cheek when they greeted me back. Tommy said, you want to see me? Anything important? I asked him as soon as we all moved to the sofa from his office desk. They looked at each other, and my mom gave a small nod. Dad, as if urging him to talk. I have a feeling that I am not going to like what they are going to say. Tina dear, did you get a chance to think about what we talked about a few weeks back? My dad asked reluctantly. About what, Dad? I asked, confused. About your marriage, dear. We talked about it a few weeks back, right? Did you think about it? We are really hoping to get a positive response from you. My mom filled in, looking at me expectantly. What, I thought we are over on this topic. I told you guys that I am not going to get married to anyone, right? That's my final decision. I don't want to waste even a second of my life thinking about it. I had my chance in love and I enjoyed it when it was there. That's it. I said angrily. My wolf is also getting angry at the thought of being with someone other than our mate. Don't think you can fool us, young lady. We are your parents. We can see through the mask you put on. Both our sons have found their mate, and their happiness. We want our daughter to be happy, as well. You cannot blame your parents for hoping for your well-being. Your father wants to retire after securing a good future for his daughter. Please give your old man some peace of mind and agree to the wedding. There are many alphas and betas who will be happy to ask for your hand in marriage, my mom said, pleading with her eyes. She looked as if she is about to cry. There will be, Mom, there will be a lot of people out there to ask for the hand of the daughter of the world's strongest alpha. Those who are ready to ask for my hand without wanting to wait for their real mate are not after happiness, Mom. They are all power hungry and eager to climb social ladders. If it will put your mind at ease, then I will agree to get married, but only to someone who doesn't want to climb up the social ladder by marrying me. Okay, I told them, knowing how much they are worried about me. Even though neither I nor my wolf is happy with this decision, both of us are ready to do this for our parents' happiness. You will? Great, then I will start looking for the eligible candidates. My mom jumped in excitement, clapping her hands. I rolled my eyes at her childish behavior. But I have my conditions. The suitor must be someone who already found his mate and lost her to death, or for her to leave him on her will, not some coward who rejected his mate, I said sternly, not wanting to end up with some jerk. Oh, okay, I will keep that in mind. I am happy that you agreed, my mom said happily. I looked at my dad, who was silent all this time. Are you sure about this, daughter? Asked my dad with a concerned voice. I am not sure, Dad, but I will do this for you guys. And I promise I will try to make it work as well. Don't worry. I smiled at him. I am not sure if this is what I want. I am okay with the life I have now. Morning and evening training, and my job as the caretaker of Pack Daycare Center, are taking up most of my time. It wears me off as well. I will be fast asleep by the time my head hits the pillow. Everything is okay except for the constant nightmares and emptiness inside me. Mom is right. I am putting on a mask like a clown at the circus. I walk in through the cemetery gate with a bouquet of red roses in my hands. I am here to see my mate with the promise I made to my parents. I don't know how long I will be able to visit him like this. I visit him every weekend, and whenever my mind is restless, today is one such occasion. I would have come here every day if I could and spend every living second with him on this cold ground, but my job kept me busy during the weekdays. I am in charge of the pack daycare now. I love kids and wanted to have a dozen of them. Having a big family is a dream both me and Mike shared, but with him gone, that's a dream that will never come true along with all the others. Hi Mikey, how are you doing? I asked him as I got near his grave. I know it's early for a visit, but I missed you so much. I know you do too. Abel and Cal are coming home with their mates today. We are throwing a party tonight to welcome them back and to introduce their mates to the pack. Do you remember our party? That was one of the best days of my life. I still remember all the smiles and dances. A smile made its way to my lips when I remembered my first dance with my mate. I told you about Liza and Alice, right? Finally, I am going to meet my sister-in-laws today. I am so excited. I continued talking to my mate about my brother's mates, Tom, kids in the daycare, my students in the training session, and everything that is going on in the pack as I cleaned his grave, removing old dried flower bouquets, half-burnt candles, probably from his parents and siblings, and little weeds. I do this all the time, coming here every weekend, and talking to him is the only thing that kept me insane. I am not yet ready to let him go, to accept that he is not here anymore. After cleaning, I placed the rose bouquet on his grave and sat next to him, placing my forehead on the headstone and put my hands on my lap, open and palm facing upwards. I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply. I could feel him near me like a gentle breeze surrounding me. I could feel him sitting beside me, leaning closer to me with our foreheads touching, intertwining his fingers with mine as we always did. I can sense my wolf calling out for her mate. Her grief along with mine is so overwhelming. A single stray drop of tears trickled down my cheek as I stayed like that close to my mate. You know, our parents are forcing me to agree to an arranged marriage. Today Mom and Dad talked to me about that again. They are begging me to agree to it. I sniffled as I continued talking. I have been watching them crying over me all these years. I tried my best to make them understand what is my real happiness, but they don't. I can't fight anymore with them. I had enough of it, so I agreed with them today. I told them to look for a suitor. But I am scared, Mike. I don't know whether I or my wolf will be able to accept him, let alone love him. What if I screw up? What if the past repeats? Did I take the right decision, sweetheart? You were always there to help me with my life and decisions. Please help me with the most important decision in my life. Everything is quiet for some time. An eerie feeling crept into the cemetery. Then it came, a gentle breeze. It played with my hair, kissed my neck and forehead, hugging me closer as if telling everything is all right and I made the right decision. That is all I could take. I broke down. I cried, I screamed, I sobbed over his grave, hugging it. I cried for him to come back, shouted at him for leaving me alone, begged him to take me with him. At the end of all these, when I calmed down, I slipped into sleep or to a state of unconsciousness. I wake up with a startle and find myself at the cemetery near my mate's burial place. Everything came flooding into my mind, telling him about the decision, the breeze, and the breakdown, and I sighed. At least I didn't have another panic attack. It is already evening now. The sun is already moving down the horizon, giving the sky a red and orange glow. I know it will be dark soon and I have to get home before the darkness fall. Suddenly, the warrior in me came to life. What is it that woke me up? I heard some more rustling from the mouth of the cemetery. I jumped up and stooped in fighting stance. I sniffed the air and relaxed when I inhaled the familiar scent of Uncle Josh, Mike's father. I looked up in time to see him walking towards me. Celestina, he called out as he got closer to me. Bella told me you will be here. It's getting dark, dear. You should head home now. Everyone is getting worried. I kind of dozed off here. I was about to leave when you came. I replied to him and looked over at Mike's one last time. Your brothers are here. They are getting impatient and are about run here with me, but Alpha stopped them, saying you won't like it if you are disturbed when you are with Michael. You don't mind me coming here, do you? No, Uncle Josh, this is your son's grave. After all, I regretted making that comment the moment I see the glint of hidden tears in his eyes. Uncle Josh is a strong man, never even once I saw him break down. I know wherever he is Mike is feeling so proud of his dad. I am sorry, I mumbled. It is all right, dear. By the way, your father told me about your decision. I am glad that you agreed. Both your mother and Aunt Catherine is excited about it. Seems like they already started looking for a suitor. He chuckled and continued, I know Mike will be happy as well with your decision. The only thing he ever wanted in his life was your happiness. Your smiles made him smile. When you were a baby, he used to sit with you all day sometime just to see you smile. Whenever he gets back after visiting you, he wouldn't stop talking how tiny Tina smiled when she saw him. It was like his world revolved around you. He wanted to be your hero, your knight in shining armor from his mother's bedtime stories. You were his princess. He smiled at the memories of his son's childhood antics. You are my daughter as much as you are Lucas's. Your mate's parents are your parents as well. We all want to see you happy and have a family for us that will be our son's family. Thanks, Uncle Josh. These words meant a lot to me. I walked over to him and hugged him tight, and he reciprocated. Now you better run along. Patience is not one of your brother's virtue, he said, giving me a light push. I walked out of the cemetery. I undressed behind a tree and morphed into my white wolf. My wolf has grown in size and strength with time, and all the training. Her beauty also increased and her confidence as well. Taking my dress into her mouth, she pushed forward, eager to meet her brothers. Once I reached near the pack house, I shifted back to my human, got dressed, and walked in through the front door. I glanced at the mirror in the foyer to make sure I don't have tear stain on my face. I have to sneak into my room before getting caught by Bella or my mom. I am way too late. I heard some noise from the kitchen as I made my to my room. I decided to check that out, wondering who is in the kitchen at this time. Everyone should be getting ready for the party. What I saw in the kitchen had my blood boil. There is an unfamiliar male wolf standing in my kitchen, working with my sterilized daycare utensils without a glove. One thing I am so sure about the male wolves is that they are far from hygienic, and this guy here is using my sterilized utensils without a glove. Oh, this guy is in trouble, River, my wolf said, sensing my disgust and anger. He sure is. I confirmed her. Excuse me. I made no effort to hide the hostility from my voice to the stranger in my kitchen. His shoulders became tense and he turned around cautiously. He is on full alert. Do you mind telling me what you are doing in MY kitchen, working with MY sterilized utensils for MY pack daycare without any glove? I asked, giving overall look. He is about 6 feet tall with dirty blonde hair and chocolate brown eyes. He is well built and muscular. Like every other werewolf, I can sense power radiating from him, but not as strong as for an alpha or a beta, so might be a gamma 3rd in command or a delta 4th in command. He raised his hands up and bowed his head as in surrender, probably by sensing the alpha in me. When I don't respond, he looked up and smiled at me, but I am so pissed up at him to be polite to him. No one mess with my stuff, whether it is an acquaintance or a stranger. Hi, I am Jace Delta of Shadow Knight Pack, he said, offering me his hand to shake, but he withdraws it fast when he heard me growl. That is not a good explanation for why you are in my kitchen. I growled. Well, that. You see, we have a little girl with us and she is hungry and throwing one of her tantrums upstairs as we speak, he said with a frown, but smiled at the end, I think, remembering the little girl. I softened when I heard they have a little girl with them and that he is just trying to fix her food. Where is her mother? She would have known how to fix a bottle, or at least could have breastfed her. What is a Delta doing in this kitchen? I asked, curiosity evident in my voice. Her mother is not currently in the picture. We don't have any female other than Elizabeth with us from our pack. She is busy with her mate and will kick my ass if I disturb her now. I couldn't find any ladies from this pack to help me, so I thought to fix a bottle myself, but as you can see, I am just making a mess here. That pup is so choosy with her food, and the alpha is going to kill me if we don't make her stop in at least half an hour. She is crying for about an hour now. He rubbed her hands on his face out of frustration. I felt sorry for him. One universal truth is that no unmated wolf is good with raising a child or fix a bottle. Those skills come with the role of a father only. How old is she? I asked as I made my way to the refrigerator allotted for the daycare to retrieve one of the bottles I have made and stored earlier that day for the babies in the pack. She is around 1 year and some 2 months, he said, and I took a bottle for 1-year-olds. What did she had for breakfast and lunch? I asked him to know whether she will need anything else as well. Milk, he replied. And? I asked, now facing him. Milk. That's it, he just shrugged. What are you giving 1-year-old? Only milk? She should be eating hard food now, or does she have any allergies? I asked him, getting angry again. These guys know nothing about babies and they are starving that little girl. Nothing, no allergies. That is the only thing we guys know to fix. Liza feeds her other food whenever she is around, otherwise it is mostly milk or fruits. She loves oranges, he said, like that is the normal thing to. I am shocked now and looking at him like I just saw a ghost. I snapped out of it, replaced the bottle in my hands with some baby food, and then I handed over the baby food and a bottle of homemade orange juice to Jace. You have to spoon feed this food to her and she gets thirsty, give her the juice. It will be a bit hectic to spoon feed her, but stay calm and do it, she needs more food and nutrients. I instructed him and he nodded. I will be talking to her father before he leaves from this pack. He has to fix whatever problem he is having with her mother. That child needs her mother or someone who know how to take care of a baby, I mumbled under my breath, and I saw Jace stiffen, but he did not acknowledge that he heard what I said and walked out of the room after mumbling a thank you. After helping Jace, I tiptoed to my room, but just as I am passing the Alpha's office, the door flew open and there stood totally pissed of Mama Wolf, a.k.a. my mother. Hi Mom, I said, giving her my cutest smile. Celestina Mary Lucas. Why are you so adamant about giving your parents multiple heart attacks? One more time like this you will be grounded for a month, and I don't care how old are you, she shouted at me. And I just stood in front of her with my head down like a kid getting scolded by her parents. Wait a minute, I am getting scolded by my parent, sorry Mom. I went to see Mike and kind of dozed off while talking to him. Bella was informed where I was going, and also Uncle Josh came there to send me home. I told her and saw her eyes soften hearing Mike's name. Come in and greet your brothers and your new sisters. Boys are so eager to see you, she said, moving away from the door, making way for me to enter, and I followed her inside. Suddenly something very hard hit me, and it is squeezing the living light out of me. Cal, I think you should let her breath, I heard Christabel saying while I am struggling for air. Oh, sorry, Cal apologized as he pulled away, and now I am staring into the familiar brown eyes of my brother. I stared for a second, then I started hugging him back with equal or more force with which he hugged me. I missed you, I missed you, I missed you so much, I kept mumbling while I was crying in his chest. I felt Abel's hand on my shoulder. I pulled him as well into a group hug. I stayed in the warm embrace of my brothers for a while before pulling away. I looked around the room to see everyone looking at us in adoration, and Mom had a camera in her hand, and I am sure she was taking pictures of our group hug and my meltdown. Mom, please not again. Please no more pictures. You already have enough pictures to embarrass us our whole life. All three of us whined together and everyone else burst out laughing. Sorry guys. But that was so cute to ignore, Mom replied with a sweet smile. Mom, please don't embarrass us in front of our mates, Cal said as he and Abel made their way to their respective mates. Tina, this is Lizabeth, your eldest sister-in-law, Abel said, putting his hand on the blonde-haired girl with light gray lively eyes. She smiled at me brightly and gave me a hug, which I returned with the same enthusiasm. And this is Alice, your youngest sister-in-law, said Cal, hugging a light brown-haired girl with light brown eyes. She went straight for a hug with a big smile, and I hugged her back. Finally I got to meet you two girls. I am so happy to see you too, I told them with a genuine smile. Okay girls. I hate to interrupt this union, but we have a party to attend to, said my father, who was silent this all time. Tina, you better go and start to get ready before Bella finds you. She was not in a good mood last time she checked for you. Okay Dad. I sure don't want to face a pissed of Bella before the party, I said, laughing as I walked out of his room and made my way to my room. I glanced at the mirror one last time, and after making sure everything is in place, I stepped out of my room to go down to the party going on in the backyard. I know I am late and I have to sneak into the party without Bella noticing me, speaking of whom I haven't seen her since I got back. I tried to mind link her, but her mental wall is up. I think I am screwed. I am wearing a dark blue color satin sleeveless dress with a sweetheart neckline dress with a belt jeweled with a black rose just below the chest area. I left my neck bare and choose a long hanging from my ear. I pulled my hair up, twisted it to form a new hairstyle I found on the internet. I don't know its name, but it looks cool and it suits me. There are a lot of people hanging out inside the house, some from our pack, and some from neighboring packs who are our allies and invited for the party. I smiled warmly to all them, making my way to the backyard where the party is held. Once I reached the back door, I took a deep breath, ready to face a pissed of Bella, and opened the door. The door opened to reveal a scene of complete chaos. Anyone who sees this will think we are getting ready for a war. Everyone is running here and there frantically. I can see some of the fighters and trackers getting together as if to form search parties. I can see my father and brothers yelling orders at people. My eyes frantically searched for my parents, brothers and sister-in-laws to make sure that they are all fine. Then who is missing? I stepped outside and caught the first person who came my way. Wait, what is going on here? Are we expecting an attack? I asked him. I recognized him from daily training sessions, not one of my students, but I saw him with some other trainers and his trainer is very proud of him and expected him to make it to the top fighters in the first try itself. One of the guest alpha's daughter is missing, he replied, taking the stance of a soldier from the army. Missing? What's with all the alphas bring their daughters to the party today? Might be some teenage girls sneak out to hang out with boys. Did you check the usual teenage groups hangout places? I asked, suddenly feeling all professional, and the warrior in me is awake now. Next words he said made me stare at him like he has grown a second head. No ma'am. She is just 1 year old. It's been half an hour since I stepped into the party and now we are all looking for the 1-year-old girl called Little Rose, who happens to be Liza's niece. We have 4 search parties out in the woods and 2 inside the pack house looking for the missing child. The rest of us are now looking around the backyard where the party was organized. Liza is trying her best to calm down her cousin, which seems like a failure with the growls coming from the area where alphas are gathered. I haven't met the daddy alpha yet. Clearly I don't want to be at the receiving end of the wrath of a pissed of Papa Wolf. My stupid heels are killing me and I haven't seen Bella yet. I think she might be searching inside the pack house. I plopped down one of the chairs near the fruit counter. I am feeling hungry since I haven't had anything since breakfast because I dozed off at the cemetery. I grabbed a banana from the counter, peeled it, and is about to put the delicious fruit into my mouth when a sudden movement from underneath the table caught my attention. I cautiously kneeled down and pulled up the long tablecloth which is covering the entire table and reached till the ground. My eyes met with confused and scared beautiful emerald green eyes. They lit up when they saw me and I heard a soft giggle. There beneath the table is the most beautiful and cutest 1-year-old girl I have ever seen. She has dark golden soft curly blonde hair and the most beautiful emerald green eyes. She has 2 small teeth in the front row of her bottom gums which made her smiles even more beautiful and cuter. I could see that someone with horrible dressing sense has dressed her up in a fluorescent magenta dress with too many frills. Anyone will fall in love with her in just one look. I felt connected to her. Somehow a sudden need to take care of her and make her safe and happy overcame me. I always wanted a daughter. Only if Mike was alive, we would have been mated by now and might have a child of her age now. I sighed out at the dream I once shared with my mate. I know I should stay strong, if not for me then at least for my family. I shouldn't cry, not today, and ruin my brother's special day. I brought my attention back to the child. It looks like she somehow got stuck beneath the table and cannot find her way back. I can't believe nobody thought about looking under the tables. She saw the banana in my hands and reached for it. I take it that you were hungry and trying to get some fruits to eat. I smiled at her and she smiled in return. I gently reached for her. She came to me without any protest, and I got her out from the space under the table. Is this the baby we are looking for? I asked or shouted, and suddenly all pairs of eyes are on us. Do you also think this is awkward, or is it just me? I asked her, and again gifted with a sweet giggle and a few claps from her, I smiled at her antics. Clearly she is enjoying it. Suddenly the little girl is snatched out of my grasp, and I was thrown to the side. I crashed onto the wooden table nearby and my head hit the hardwood. My head is spinning and it took me a few seconds to regain my posture. Whatever it is, the force caught me off guard. I heard loud cries from the baby and gasps from the people surrounding us. My warrior instinct kicked in upon hearing the cries, and I suddenly went to fighting pose. I saw a male holding the girl who the child is crying her heart out close to him. She is clearly scared and he is not making any attempt to soothe her. He is only giving glaring daggers to me. My posture relaxed when I see the similarities between the man and the baby. She is in her father's arms and she is not in danger, but his eyes are completely black. His wolf has taken over. He is holding the child too tight, scaring and hurting her. That pissed me off. Can't you see you are scaring her? I yelled at the alpha before anyone can stop me. I don't care who he is at the moment. The only thing I could see is that he is making the child cry. I walked up to him and grabbed the baby out of his hands. I gently rocked the child in my arms, talking to her softly, soothing her, and in some time she calmed down. She pressed herself against me and rested her head on my shoulder and refused to look at her father. I looked up at her father to see him looking at her with sadness and pain in his eyes, but I could see relief written all over his face. He looked very beaten and tired. I cleared my thought and talked to no one in particular. Looks like she got hungry and was trying to get some fruits earlier. Somehow she got stuck under the table and got very scared by all the noise outside to make any sound herself. Then I turned to my father. Dad, you can call back all the search parties now and you people can resume the party. He nodded, and I could see his mind linking the team leaders to come back to the party area. The child is hungry. If you can tell me where I can find her mother, I will take the child to her, I told the alpha, who gently shook his head, and I could see him debating to himself on what to tell me. Then another guy came to his rescue. Hi, I am Phil, short for Philip Beta of Shadow Knight Pack. I am Little Rose's godfather, he said, smiling. The little girl in my arms who raised her head on hearing her name and smiled at her godfather. So you are Liza's brother? I asked him with a friendly smile. No. I am her cousin, her dad's brother's son. I took over the beta position after her dad cause he doesn't have a male heir. We were waiting for Liza's mate to take it, but he happens to be your alpha. I suppose you are from this pack? He asked me, giving me a flirty smile. Of course I am. I was about to tell him who I am, but cut off by a whimper from Rose. Can you tell me where her mother is? I think she is running out of patience. That. Actually her mother is not with us currently, so I can take her from you and make sure that she gets something to eat. Then the realization hit me. She is the little girl Jace was talking about. No wonder she was hungry. These guys know nothing about looking after a child. I sighed and told him, if you guys don't mind, I can feed her myself. I am in charge of the daycare in this pack. I can find something healthy for her to eat and something decent for her to wear. What is wrong with her dress? It's pink and girls wear pink, Phil asked, clearly offended by my comment. Now I know who dressed her up in this. Well, fluorescent magenta is not pink and definitely not the color for little girls her age. I prefer baby pink or light lavender for her, or any other soft colors, I told him, earning a chuckle from the alpha and a crossed look from the beta. I smiled and continued looking at the little girl who is currently busy sucking her right hand's thumb. And if you don't mind, I have a very hungry toddler to feed here and I will be back once she feels full and better. I walked away, leaving an annoyed beta and amused alpha behind me. The young alpha in front of me is going on and on about God knows what. Meanwhile his sister is trying to get my attention by showing off her scarcely covered body. This is the 100th time he mentioned said, my father told me. Proving him to be daddy's pathetic son, incapable of doing anything of his own other than what his dad told him to. This guy here is nothing but a social ladder climbing spineless alpha, and his sister is equally pathetic even for a girl of her sort. My eyes roamed around the party area looking for my daughter and the young girl who took her to feed. My wolf is pacing inside my head, giving me a headache, grumbling about how we should have our pup in our arms after losing her once. I almost lost my control over him when we found that Rose is missing. When we saw her in a stranger's arms, both me and my wolf went on high alert. I did not even notice that I was scaring Rose until that girl yelled at me. I was taken aback when she did so. Nobody ever dared to yell at me, not in my pack or in any other pack. Even elderly alphas treated me with respect. Not even my mother used to scold me. Rose surprised me even more. She was never comfortable with women. The only female she even let near her without screaming down the place is Liza, but here she seems so comfortable and calm in a stranger's arms. At last I found my subjects of interest coming out of the pack house. My little girl is laughing when the girl said something to her, thoroughly enjoying the attention she is getting from her new friend. She is now in a new light rose, or is that what she called, baby pink dress. She looks like a rose flower in that rose dress with a little bow with a rose on her head. I don't know how that girl managed to make her wear this without making much fuss. It always took about half an hour for Phil and Jace to dress her up. I wish this girl is mated to one of my boys. I have a couple of unmated men with me if in case they meet their mates is here in this union. If she is mated to one of them, I can hire her as Rose's nanny or something. She has to be good with children, otherwise she wouldn't be in charge of the pack daycare. She seems to have a liking to Rose as well. Only if she won't back away once she heard of Rose's mother. My little girl is suffering a lot due to her good-for-nothing mother. Asking for her hand, that is all I caught from the young alpha in front of me said. "Excuse me, I did not catch what you said," I told him, trying to look sorry. "Oh. I saw you watching Celestine, so I was just talking about her," he said, his eyes tracing back to the girl who is making her way over to us with my little girl in her arms. "What about her?" I asked him. "You don't know?" The alpha's sister jumped in, excited at the chance to gossip. "She is something like Human World's widow. She lost her mate about 3 years ago. She..." "Watch what you are saying, sis. She is going to be her sister-in-law one day." Her brother cut her off before she gets lost in gossiping. "Sister-in-law?" I looked at her, utterly confused. Didn't his sister just said she lost her mate? Rumors are there that her father is looking for a match for her since she lost her mate before they could mate. "I am planning to ask for her hand. That is one of the purposes of my visit today," he said, looking at her. I can see greed and lust in his eyes. He is no doubt just a social ladder climber. I felt really sorry for the girl. "Oh, come on, brother. Not her, she is just bad luck. I have heard her mate died because of her." His sister said. What she said next was drowned in 2 growls. "Gossiping is not a good habit," Miss Christabel said. "Especially when you are in our territory." Callahan finished the sentence for him as they approached us. "I am sorry for my sister's badmouthing. She gets carried away sometimes," he said, nudging his sister to apologize, for which she just mumbled a sorry. "Congratulations on finding your mates," he wished the alpha's sons, and both nodded at him stiffly, clearly not interested to have a conversation with him. He turned to me and said, "I think I will take my leave, Alpha. It's nice to meet you." "Oh, we are leaving already?" I wanted to meet Alpha's little girl. "Ah, here she is, his sister," she said as the girl, I guess who is Celestine, and my daughter approached us. She went straight to them and tried to take Rose out of the girl's arms. "Bad move." Rose's wailing filled the air as soon as she touched her. Celestine moved her away quickly from the other girl, who looked surprised and shocked and looked at me with confusion. "She doesn't do strangers," I told her as I watched Celestine soothing my daughter's cries by rubbing Rose's back and saying soft words to her. Surprisingly, she calmed down in less than 2 minutes, but snuggled to Celestine's neck, looking at me with teary eyes and a little pout. Celestine came back and joined us once Rose calmed down. The other alpha and his sister gave their excuses and left in the meantime. "Seems like you are really good with kids, sis." "We did not believe it when Mom said so," Callahan said, giving her a one-armed hug. "Sister?" I asked him, confused. "Oh, yeah. You two did not meet properly, right?" Christabel said as he moved to the girl's side. "This is Celestine Mary Lucas' 3rd child, and only daughter of Alpha Lucas of Lunar Spirit Pack, and our one and only little sister," Christabel said, pulling her closer to his side and smiling at her with brotherly affection. We all call her Tina, Callahan added. She smiled at me and I smiled back with a nod. Tina, this is Alpha Demetrius Ronald Williams of Shadow Knight Pack and Liza's cousin. Also Rose's father Christabel introduces me to his sister. You are blessed with a very sweet and beautiful child, Alpha, she said, smiling at Rose, who is now playing with a pendant of Celestine's neck chain. You are a lucky father, your Rose is a treasure. Rosalind, her name is Rosalind Grace Demetrius. I corrected her with the full name of my daughter. We rarely use her full name, but still I wanted her to know it as she genuinely cares for my child. Rosalind, wow, that is a sweet name. A sweet name for a sweet girl, she said as she started to tickle Rose, who started another giggling flight. Alpha, can you tell me where you Beta is now at this moment? I want to meet him regarding something, she said out of the blue, surprising me. Well, let me just link with him and find out, I told her as I linked with Philip. Philip, where are you? I asked him through our pack link. I am at the bar, Alpha, he replied grimly. That is something new, he is always the cheerful guy. You can find him at the bar, I told her, trying to take Rose out of her arms to free her, but my little one had other ideas on her mind and kept a firm hold on Celestine's hair. Then we too started the tedious task of freeing her hair from Rose's hold. But it is not as easy as it sounds. As soon as we free one hand, she just grab more hair using her other hand. After about 15 minutes we are able to pry her hair out of the 1-year-old's firm grip. It was tedious and tiring, but seems funny and lively. Rose was laughing the whole time, clearly having a lot of fun at her dad's and her new friend's hardship. After freeing her hair out of Rose's grasp, Celestine said bye to all of us, claiming she has some business to attend to. She placed a gentle kiss on Rose's cheek and said bye to her. See you later, my little rosebud. And I saw my daughter smiling at her new nickname and rested her head on my shoulder. She suddenly looked sleepy and tired. I watched Celestine's retreating back for a while and then looked away to see Christabel and Callahan watching me with an amused smile. I raised an eyebrow, meaning what, and they just shrugged and shake their heads, signaling nothing. Did you see that? I screamed at my best friend and Luna Alexandra out of excitement, and she nodded eagerly. We were watching Tina conversing with the Alpha Demetrius and his child, and she looked happy. There was no hint of sadness, which is always there in her eyes. Her eyes are full of love and affection when she looked at that child. I have always seen the look on her face when she saw girls her age with their children. She once told me a child of her own will be the only thing she will be missing out in this life. She had her mate and had a wonderful time with him, even if it is for a short while. Are you think what I am thinking? I asked Alex. I am one who took initiative for getting Tina married. It always tore my heart to see Tina like this. Importantly, the reason behind that being my only son's death. For me, Tina is always her 6th child, and no matter what, it will never change. Yes, Kathy, I have heard Alpha Demetrius' mate is not with him. I don't know the exact reason, but it worth discussing it with the men, she replied to me, sharing the same excitement. Who knows, might be that child is Tina's cure, I said as we watched Tina walking away from the group. The day Mike and Tina found that they were mates came to my mind, their smiles and excitement. We were all happy for them. I can feel tears in my eyes as all the memories flooded into my mind. I looked up to the sky as if looking at my son up in the heavenly world. And I know this is what he wants for his little mate. I fell off my bed, but first hearing a loud screech from downstairs. My wolf went on alert, thinking the worst, but relaxed when I realized it's just one of the toddlers throwing his divided by her morning tantrums. I got up from the floor and made my way to the bathroom. After freshening up, I went downstairs to grab something to eat before heading out to the garden. Today there is no training because of last night's party, and it's Sunday, so no daycare either. Sunday is completely my day. I can still hear cries from the kitchen. That is a hungry cry. I wonder what his divided by her mother is doing without feeding the child. My thoughts are cut short by an agonized screams of a man mixed with the baby cries. I ran down the stairs. With my heart going uphill, I burst into the kitchen, and the scene in front of me is priceless. I just stand there for a second, not sure to be amused, angry, or laugh. In front of me is the funniest scene I ever see in my life, and I couldn't help but started laughing uncontrollably. I see a very hungry, angry and screaming Rose pulling the hair out of Jace's head, who is screaming like his heart is being pulled out alive. The look on Jace's face is priceless. I wish I have my camera with me now. By the time I am able to catch my breath, I notice that all the room has gone silent. I look up to see an annoyed Jace and grinning Rose looking at me. Rose suddenly raised her little hands towards me, signaling me to pick her up from Jace's arms, which I am more than happy to do. She giggled when I picked her up, throwing her arms around my neck and giving me a sweet hug. I smiled and hugged her back, inhaling her sweet scent of rose just like her name before pulling away. Then I looked up to Jace to see him holding a spoon. It looks like he was trying to feed her. "What is that?" I asked him, trying to get a look at the content of the bowl in front of him. "That is her breakfast," he said, pushing the bowl with some white semi-solid stuff towards me. "And would you be kind enough to give me the name of her breakfast?" I asked him, making quotes in the air with my free hand and trying not to look at that horrible stuff in front of me. "Oatmeal," Jace said, looking at me confused. "You call that oatmeal?" I asked, shocked. "Yeah." "Why?" he asked, getting annoyed again. "Then you better eat that oatmeal of yours when I fix something else for this little girl here. And don't even tries to move from here without finishing the whole thing," I told him, making my way to the shelf to get stuff to make some real oatmeal porridge for Rose. "What, you want me to eat this?" he asked, shocked, looking at me and the thing he called oatmeal. "Yes," I said sternly, "if you think it's edible for 1-year-old, then it surely won't kill you." I could see Jace starting to protest from the corner of my eyes, but it is cut off by another deep male voice saying, "She is right, you know." Alpha Demetrius walked up to us from his previous leaning position at the door frame. Rose let out a loud squeal when she sees her father walking towards us. He chuckled, seeing his excited little girl, who jumped from my arms to his. When he reached arm's distance, he caught her with ease, kissed her forehead and murmured a good morning to her, burying his face in her hair, inhaling her sweet scent. Then he looked at a now grumbling Jace, with a stern look, forcing him to take that horrible thing to his mouth. I turned back to the task in my hand and made the little Rose's oatmeal and pouring some honey on top of it. I took Rose from her father's arms, pulled one of the high chairs closer to the dinner table, settled her on it before settling myself on a chair. I removed her pajama top and then feed her so that her dress won't be spoiled. I am so absorbed in her, talking to her and trying to pry the spoon away from her little chubby fingers every time she gets hold of it. I did not notice Jace getting up from her seat and moving towards the sink. "Enjoyed your breakfast?" I heard the alpha asking, and looked towards to see Jace looks like he is about to omit. "Yeah. Very much," he grumbled, annoyed. "You are so unfair. It is not even my duty day to take care of her. It is Phil who is supposed to be the nanny today." I looked between the Alpha and Delta, confused, and Jace is the one who provided me with an explanation. I and Phil take turns to look after Rose, sometimes Liza too, so accordingly today is Phil's duty day. "Why are you guys babysitting her? You guys know nothing about babies. Is there no one in your pack who know at least basics about baby care?" I asked him while feeding Rose. "Where is this Philip anyway? I haven't seen him since the party," Jace asked, clearly avoiding my question. As if answering his question, we heard deep male laughter mixed with girly giggles reached our ears, and in came Philip with his arms around the waist of a furiously blushing Bella and murmuring to her. I could see the appalled look on the face of Jace when Bella detached herself from Phil and ran to me, pulling me into a bear hug, smiling like a child on a Christmas Eve. "Thank you so much," she said to me while hugging me. Then she pulled away and looked at my eyes. "Thank you so much for letting us see our mistake. If it was not for you, both of us will be moping around in self-pity now." "Yes, she is right." "Thank you," Philip said as he came behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist and pulling her in for a kiss. I had just come into the pack house with the little girl I found under the fruits table. By the way she was pushing her chubby little fingers into her mouth, I knew she was very hungry. I tried to pry her fingers out of her mouth but failed. The second I pull out one hand from her mouth, she would take the other hand in the mouth. After a couple of tries I gave up, concluding that she would give up only when her tummy is full. We got into the kitchen and I gathered the things I need to make baby food, settling Rose on my hips while the porridge was getting cooked. I took an apple from the fruit basket and feed the white portion to her using a spoon and thereby stopping her from putting her fingers to her mouth. Once the food was ready, I pulled a high chair near the table and settled her in and started feeding her. The door to the kitchen opened suddenly, and in came a sobbing Bella. Telling that she was a mess was an understatement. She walked up to me when she saw me and threw herself into my arms, crying uncontrollably. It pained me to see my best friend like this. Preparing for the worst, I asked her, "What is it, Bella? What happened? Please talk to me. If it's overwork stressing you out, I am really sorry to leave everything to you as I did. You can take rest now, I will care of rest of the things." I heard her mumbling something through my hair, but I did not make any sense. "What is it, dear? I can't hear you clearly." "I found him," she said, pulling away just enough to look at me. "I found my mate," she said, starting yet another episode of Waterworks. My heart panicked, fearing the worst, seeing her tears, but I tried to console her. "It's good news, right? Then why are you here crying in my arms? You should be in his arms kissing him." I teased her, trying to lighten up the mood, but it resulted in another crying episode. "Did that idiot rejected you, Bella? I swear I'm going to have his head for breakfast tomorrow if he did so," I growled, feeling mine and River's anger coursing through me. But then I felt Bella shaking her head. "Then, what?" I asked her. "I don't want a mate, Tina," she said, shaking her head. "What? But why? You were always so excited about finding your mate when we grew up. Now what happened to change your mind like this? I am totally confused. After seeing what you have been through since Mike passed away, I dreaded finding my mate. I don't want a mate, I am better off without him." I froze, hearing her reason for not wanting her mate. My heart ached for being the reason for my friend's distress and for the loss of my mate. I told him I can't afford to have a mate, that I have my reasons to not wanting a mate. Then he tells me he also does not want a mate and all the baggage attached to it. Then we said we will do mutual rejection and shook our hands and left. "But it hurts so much, Tina." She sobbed into my arms like a baby. "Bella," Evangeline Joseph, listen to me and listen to me clearly. "I want you to go out there and fix this stupid mistake that you just did. How dare you reject your mate, that too because of something happened long before?" Yes, it hurts like hell, and it still hurts. But even if I could go back in time and make a choice to whether to accept or reject my mate, I will still accept him because he is my mate. Only a mate can love us unconditionally. That love is something no one else can give us. It happens only once in a lifetime, Bells. I am happy I got to know him and love him. Mate's love is a thing that will know only if you experience it. That is why it hurts so much when you lose them, because you love them. It is not a stupid bond or something, it's love. Please don't give up on love, Bella. Not because of me. I had my share in the love and I am happy with the short time it lasted. I could feel tears flowing freely from eyes. We stayed like that for a while. We came back to the reality when Rose started making uncomfortable noises, being stuck in the high chair for a while. I went to her and picked her up, then turned to Bella. "I will go clean her up and find something nice for her to wear. That guy is out of his mind for making her wear this stupid dress. Meantime, you go freshen up, adjust your makeup, okay?" She nodded and I made my way to the door and stopped. "What's his name, by the way? I will find him and send him inside when I go back to the party." "He is Philip Beta of Shadow Knight Pack," she said, smiling. I nodded and replied with a smile, "I met him already. He seems like a nice guy." Then I went upstairs to find a proper dress for the young lady in my arms. "What you meant by she is right, and what mistake?" the alpha asking. Philip sighed and looked at Bella's eyes before replying and continued when she gave a small nod. "I was planning to reject my mate when I found her. After seeing what happened to you and your mate, I don't want to take the risk of having a mate. When I found Bella, she was also sharing an almost similar idea, so decided we will do a mutual rejection, but only when we parted our ways I understood how difficult it is. I went to the bar and was drowning myself in liquor when a certain brunette confronted me and dragged me inside with the collar of my shirt, threatening to behead me if I hurt her best friend. "You plan to reject your mate?" the alpha roared. "Yes, and that was a mistake and I corrected it. We are together now." "I am sorry, I was about to make a horrible mistake," Philip said, and Bella rubbed his arms that are around her waist. The alpha just nodded and we could feel the tension building up in the room. You found your mate, Jace screamed with excitement, lightening the tension in the room. Only he could act like this in awkward situations. Why didn't you tell me? Wow, congratulations man. This calls for a party. Why? Hearing his excitement, Rose started to get excited as well. He then picks her up in his arms and start to do couple dance with her around the kitchen, making everyone laugh. You have got a very funny Delta, I commented to the Alpha and Beta. That we sure does, they replied in unison. Bye sweetie pie, I love you too. I waved at my laptop screen to Rose, who is trying to get out of Bella's hold and jump into the computer screen. Bye Tina, I won't be able to hold her back too long before she jumps onto my laptop. See ya soon. Let me take her back to today's nanny, Bella said between her laughs, trying to hold Rose to her. Whose turn is today? I asked her before she cut the line. It's Jace, she said, winking at me and waved at me before cutting the line. It's been a month after the party, and the next day afternoon the Shadow Knight pack went back to their territory, and of course Bella went with her mate. It was very difficult to part with my only friend, not only her but also Rose. That little girl had my heart wrapped around her little finger within that short time. I made Bella promise to Skype me every day before she leaves, and she made me promise that I won't sulk around and give her updates on the latest gossips in the pack. I am also in touch with Jace, who is now becoming a very good friend to me as well. Either he or Bella bring Rose for a Skype chat every day, and day after day I am getting more and more close to that little angel. They have sent me a photo of Rose taken by a pro photographer a week back, which is my current wallpaper on my phone and my laptop. I am just going through the photos of Rose when I heard a knock on my door. I sniffed to get my mom's sweet oranges scent. Come on in, Mom, I yelled to the door without bothering to get up from the bed. Hi sweetie, are you free now? Mom asked, coming into my room. Sure Mom. Come sit with me, I told her, making her space to sit next to me on the bed. So, what are you watching? Mom asked as she sat next to me, nodding to my laptop. Oh, just some photos. Bella sent that to me last week. Photos of Rosalind, the Alpha's little girl. You remember her? I told her, showing her Rose's smiling face. Who can forget that little one? She stole everyone's heart within minutes. Even Tom won't stop talking about her, she said, going through more photos of Rose with a smile. Then I started talking about Rose, about things she likes, how she behaved when she is with me, the way she gets excited every time she saw me, incidents almost destroying Bella's and Jace's phones when he heard my voice. I went on and on about even the smallest things about her. It is like I have known her whole my life. You really know a lot about that kid, Mom said, laughing at something I told her about Rose. Yeah, I love that little girl. I feel so sorry that the sweet little thing has to grow up without a mother. I wonder what happened, I said, half talking to myself. You are so good with kids, your children are going to be so lucky, Mom said, lost in her thoughts. If I have one, I added, rolling my eyes with that comment. I know where the conversation is going. She had already confronted me with at least 10 proposals over the past months, and everyone turns out to be males who don't want to wait for their mates. Why doesn't she just back off from this? Not so fast, young lady, Mom snapped at me. Just throw that attitude of yours out of the window. Come on, Mom, this is not going to work. Just stop trying to put me up with some stupid male of our species, I said, feeling so tired. Just hear what I want to say, Celestina. I am sure you will like this proposal, she told me, and I know she won't stop nagging me till I listen to her. Okay, just tell, I sighed. You know the Alpha of Shadow Knight pack is now without a mate, right? She started with a mischievous look in her eyes. Oh, no. Mom. Not him. He is the Alpha of the strongest pack. What will he think of me if we go with such a proposal? He will think I am some desperate woman. I am sure he has a lot of women throwing themselves at him. I started talking fast without letting her finish what she has to say. Shut up, Celestina. Let me finish, she glared at me till I stopped rambling about it. As I said, he is without a mate for about a year. Now we heard rumors that his mate rejected him after the child's birth. I gasped hearing that, but she ignored me and continued. Recently, I heard he is also looking for a mate since Pack is having havoc without a Luna, and of course the little Rose, she sure needs a loving and caring mother. There will be a lot of women trying to be his mate and Luna of the biggest pack, but what about Rose? She needs someone who can love her right. I know you love that child. She needs a loving mother like you, and you need her as well. I have seen you with her, the way you look at her, the love I see in your eyes is not fake, it's deep from your heart. I don't know what to tell her. I just sit there silently letting everything she said to sink in. I know I love Rose, she is everything I wanted in my child. I know she is not my flesh and blood, but I and my wolf felt deeply connected, that emerald-eyed baby girl. But marrying Alpha Demetrius is a different story. I never thought about him like that, or I never thought about anyone taking Mike's place, and I won't be able to replace his mate from his heart either. And if this happens to be a loveless arranged marriage, I am afraid Rose will suffer the worse. I already talked about this to Lisa, and she thinks you two getting together is a splendid idea. She was worried about Rose ever since she got here. She said you are the only one she will trust with her niece. Just think about it, Tina, you need this and Rose needs this. She gave me a second before continuing. I already talked to your father about this, and he thinks this proposal will strengthen the peace between the two packs, but of course only if you agree to it. We need you to be happy, dear, and I know Rose makes you happy. I looked at her wide eyes. She already told Dad. Is she so sure that I am going to agree to this proposal? I love Rose. My wolf did as well. The thought of having her as our pup makes both of us happy, and ever since Mom said the first word about Rose being our daughter, River is chanting pup 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 non-stop. But I can feel that thinking about the Alpha being our mate is making her a bit uneasy as well. She misses Samuel, Mike's wolf, as much as I miss my Mike, but we both know better than going into depression again. Looking at the bright side, I will have a sweet little daughter. I will reunite with my best friend Bella, and there will be a change of scenario away from the memories of Mike. I was lost in my thoughts. I did not notice when Mom left. I pondered different scenarios in my head, and everything ended at little Rose. My motherly instinct is in full mode whenever I think about that little angel. Thinking about her being someone else's daughter and treated badly by some self-centered woman made my stomach churn. Deep down I know what my decision is going to be, no matter how long I think about it. Rose made me happy, she made me laugh, she made me forget all my pain and loss of Mike. I love her, and I know she loves me too. We are connected by some invisible thread of the fate. With that realization, I know my decision is made. I stood up and walked to my parents' room to tell Mom my answer. My heart drummed against my chest as I sat on the chair in the bride's waiting room. My breath is getting heavier with each passing moment. I hope I will not have a panic attack in front of all the people gathered here. Everything is happening so fast, it feels like yesterday that I walked into my parents' room to give them my consent to the proposal of Alpha Demetrius, Rose's father, which actually happened a month ago. Now here I am waiting to be escorted to the altar to my waiting bridegroom to be united by the holy matrimony. I just hope this is the right thing to do. I know by agreeing to this I am entering into a loveless marriage. But like every other time when I had this doubt, smiling face of my little Rosebud came to my mind. I know I am doing this for her happiness and her smiles. The doors suddenly opened and my mom walked in with Aunt Kathy. Both of them smiled at me, which I nervously returned. Look at you, dear. You look so beautiful. Your groom is a lucky one. My mom gushed, urging me to stand up and smoothing the invisible folds. He sure is a lucky one, Aunt Kathy agreed to her before pecking my cheek and handing me my white rose bridal bouquet. Let's go, dear, your father is waiting for you. The bridal march is about to start, Mom said, ushering me out of the door to the room where the ceremony is conducted. Little Rose looks so cute, bridesmaid dress, but we have to get the march over with before she plucks out Jace's necktie or hair. I smiled at the mention of my favorite little person in this world, relieving some tension from my body. I have 5 bridesmaids to go before me, Bella, who is marching with her mate Philip, going first as they are the maid of honor and best man, then Lisa and Abel, Alice and Cal, Ruby and her mate Roger, and at last Rose with Jace as her date. They are all wearing a red chiffon tea-length dress, features a flirty skirt and satin lining, a red rose bouquet to go with. All the guys will be wearing the tuxedo with red neckties, same as the color of girl's dress. Alpha Demetrius didn't have any opinions or suggestions about the ceremonies, so it was mostly planned by Mom, his Aunt Wilmari, or Wilma as she preferred to be called, and my bridesmaids. Even Rose gave her suggestion when it came to color of the bridesmaid dress. She chose red dress. Alice selected over a blue dress suggested by her own Aunt Lisa. Only demand Alpha made was that he wants Philip to be his best man, but since I wanted Bella as my maid of honor, it was all right. "Good day, ladies," my dad greeted us as we reached the doorway to the ceremony room. "I think I will escort my daughter from her on," he said, taking my hands from Mom after pecking her on the lips. Mom and Aunt Catherine give me an encouraging smile and walked away to take their pre-assigned seats. "Ready for your big day, Tina?" Dad asked me with a cheery smile, which I replied with a tight smile. "I am not sure, Dad. Do you really believe I am doing the right thing? What if the Alpha's mate comes back? What if Rose wants her own mother, not me, as her father's bride?" I started babbling out of my nervousness. I even failed to notice my dad stop and turn to face me. He cupped my face in his arms and raised it to look in my eyes. "Look at me, Tina. You are doing the right thing." Shadow Knight pack need a Luna so badly. The pack is without a proper one ever since your fiance's mother passed away. And Rose, she needs a mother, and you are the perfect mother to her. This is not a mistake, dear. The little girl chose you among all the women in the world. It's no coincidence, it's destiny. Have faith in yourself, sweetheart. You are a brave and kind girl, a rare but perfect combination. "So can we proceed now?" Dad asked, taking my hands after his lecture. I nodded with a small smile. Dad gave some signal to Bella, who is at the front of the march, and she started to walk slowly, followed by Ruby, Alice and Lisa carrying young Rose, who seems so fascinated by a flower in her dress. As the music starts, everyone rose from their seat to have a glimpse of the bride of the day, but my heart went on a frenzy. It's beating like crazy. I feared it is going to explode. I watched as my bridesmaids walked to the front and, taking seats corresponding to their mates, Lisa placed Rose on a high chair with a child holder which we added for the little girl. I see my mom next to Uncle Josh and Aunt Kathy. She is grinning happily, but I could see tears in her eyes. I made eye contact with Uncle Josh and he gave me an encouraging nod. My eyes found my brother's next, who is smiling at me with proud eyes. I know they are proud of me from growing from the 16-year-old girl they rescued from the car wreck to a strong young woman who wants to live. At last I let my eyes wander to my groom, the one who is waiting for me at the altar to pledge a lifelong treaty with me. He is a perfect stranger to me, but I can tell he is nervous too. Is he having second thoughts? I can't blame, even if he does, cause unlike me, his mate is still alive. We never got a chance to get to know each other. He never visited or called. I don't know his likes or dislikes. I don't even know his allergies. Only thing that is going to tie us together is our love for Rosalind. For her I am entering into a paper marriage with a complete stranger. While lost in my thoughts, I failed to notice that we have reached in front of the altar. Dad stopped, and before giving my hand to my future husband, and he kissed my forehead. I could see unshed tears in his eyes as he placed my hands on waiting arms of Alpha Demetrius. Alpha gave a light nod to my father. He gently squeezed my arms and gave me a reassuring smile, as if saying everything will be all right. He might be a stranger, but that small gesture helped to calm my racing heart and nerves. I know I am not in this alone. Whatever it is, I will have Rose and this Alpha at the end. We might not be bounded by love, but Alpha Demetrius is a man of his words. He will never abandon his bride. We turned to face the smiling priest, who is an old man with white hair and beard. I know him for a long time due to my constant visits to the cemetery. He is a kind man who always cheers me up and makes me smile. He is a person who is all ears. Whenever you want to talk to someone, you can count on the good old priest to be one. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are gathered here to unite Celestine Mary Lucas, daughter of Alpha Lucas and Luna Alexandria Lucas, and Alpha Demetrius Ronald Williams, son of late Alpha Williams and late Luna Grace Williams, in holy matrimony. If any one of you have any kind of objection in uniting these two noble souls, you can speak now or forever hold their peace. After saying this, he waited for a minute, which I felt is the longest minute in my life. Each second, I expect Alpha's ex-mate to walk in, calling off this wedding and walk away with her mate and child. I take it as this union is accepted by everyone, so we can proceed to the wedding vows. Alpha, the priest said, signaling Alpha Demetrius to give his wedding vow. Tom, who is our ring bearer, walked forward to the Alpha with the rings in a small red velvet cushion. Rings are a simple band of pear rings with our names inscribed on the inside. They are simple, but in a way looked elegant. I held my breath as the Alpha took the ring and faced me with a stone face. I, Alpha Demetrius Ronald Williams, take you Celestine Mary Lucas to be my lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death does us part. Then he slipped the ring on my ring finger. The priest turned to me as the Alpha finished, and I repeated the same lines he said by changing the names. I, Celestine Mary Lucas, take you Alpha Demetrius Ronald Williams to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death does us part, and slipped the ring on his finger. The priest gave me a smile before saying the words that sealed our fates, and by the power vested in me by the Lord above, I pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. Among all the tensions of the wedding, I totally forgot about the final kiss that sealed the deal. Is he really going to kiss me? Only one person kissed me before, and he is now buried under the ground, and I am not all ready for another kiss. I could feel my palms getting sweaty, and I clutched my bouquet as my life depends on it. What will Mike think of me? Will I be a bad person if I kiss anyone other than my mate? Why, I never thought about the physical part of a relationship. Before I felt a movement to the side, and I know he is going to kiss. He slightly pulled me closer to him by my elbow. I could feel the heat radiating from him, and I am shivering from head to toe. I feel like I am going to faint. I closed my eyes tightly, not wanting to see what is going to happen. I felt his warm breath on my face, and I stiffened. His soft lips touched my lips lightly. It lingered there long enough for others to not have any suspicion about the marriage. I know it's an innocent kiss, and is over in a few seconds, and I know it's time to move on, but I found myself whispering, "Forgive me, Mike." And I felt a gently breeze that came out of nowhere, enveloping me as giving me a tight hug. I watch my wife cradling little Rose in her arms. She is humming a soft lullaby to the little one. Rose's little fingers are wrapped around Celestine's neck chain, as if she afraid her new mother will disappear if she let it go. She refused to be buckled into her car seat when we started from the Lunar Spirit Pack. She wailed out every time I tried to put her in the car seat, and stopped only when Tina took her in her arms. At last we gave in and decided to let her be in her new mother's arms. I smiled at the picture of the mother and child taking comfort from each other. Not in a million dreams I thought I will ever see Rose so comfortable in a woman's arms. We are on our way back to my pack, Shadow Night pack. We left in the morning following our wedding, since I have some pressing matters to attend at my pack. Yesterday, during the party following the wedding, Alpha Lucas stepped down for his son Christabel. It looks like the Alpha put his retirement on hold for his daughter. There was a twinkle in his eyes that was never there before. He was a proud father giving away his young daughter. Once I had my first dance with my new wife, I could sit back and relax. I watched her dancing gleefully with her father and brothers. The old beta and his son-in-laws danced with her. A few of the pack members also asked her for a dance, though she was smiling all the time. Even then, there is some underlying sadness in her eyes. I saw her taking Rose in her arms and dancing with her. My little girl is laughing her head off. I have never seen her this happy. Back then, when we men used to take care of her, she was always cranky and stubborn. Now she is all smiles and giggles. After a while, all the Alphas present there were summoned to the Alpha's office. We all are having issues with Rogue's now multiple attacks and trespassing. Even though the attacks seem harmless, our instincts say it's just a warning for something big. Early the day, I have got a message from the pack mentioning an attack at the eastern border, so I was planning to leave the following day. The Alpha Lucas doesn't seem happy about our early departure, but knowing it's a part of my staying Alpha duties, he gave us permission to leave. By the time the meeting was over, the party was over as well. Callahan showed me to my room, which I am supposed to share with my wife. I entered the room to see my daughter and wife fast asleep, and Rose was snuggling closer to Celestine's chest. I stripped to my boxers and got into bed with them before sleeping. I left a soft kiss on Rose's forehead. The morning was very frantic. Celestine gave me a mini heart attack when she woke up to see a man on her bed with her acute blush made its way to her cheek when she recognized me. She mumbled a sorry and got up to freshen up. When she got back, I told her that we have to leave in the morning itself. I expected her to throw a tantrum about leaving so soon, but she surprised me by asking me for an hour to pack her things, get ready and say her goodbyes. After teary goodbyes with her mother and friends and a stern look and lecture from her father and brothers, we are finally on our way. Only me, Celestine and Rosalind are in my car. Phil and his mate and Lisa's parents are driving in Philip's car, and the rest of the pack are following in 4 cars. Alpha, I heard Celestine calling me. Dimitri, you can call me Dimitri. Celestine. She smiled and said, Tina, it's just Tina, Tina. I tested her name on my tongue. So, what is it that you called me for, Tina? There is a place I would like to visit before I leave. Can you please take me there? She is looking at me with pleading eyes, and I know no matter how pressing the issues in my pack is, I can't deny this simple request from her. Okay, give direction. Take the next right turn and go straight. You won't miss it. After giving me the direction and sat back lost in her thoughts. I don't know where she wants to go, but the only thing I could see is a cemetery, and it's a dead end here. I looked at Tina to see her looking out through the window. Are you sure this is the correct route? I asked her, and she weakly nodded, giving me a weak smile. Could you please hold Rose for me until I get back? She asked me, handing over a sleeping Rose. With pleasure. It's been a while since I got to hold her anyway, I told her as she reached to the back seat to pick up a red rose bouquet that Tom, her little brother, placed in my car upon her request. I will be back in 10 minutes. She told as she got out of the car and walked towards the cemetery gate. It's been 15 minutes I am waiting outside some cemetery gate with a 1-year-old in my hand. She said 10 minutes and now it's 15. Can't she just wind it up and come back already? Which fool will ask a girl to come to the cemetery to say goodbye? Or is this all just a ploy? Did she left me as well? My thoughts are running crazy. I know I won't last long if I don't get answers to my doubts. Carrying a sleeping Rose in my hands, I stepped into the cemetery. After taking a few steps, Tina came into view. She is kneeling in front of a tombstone. Her head is bowed, and she is lost in her thoughts. She doesn't hear me approaching, so I stood silently behind her and observed the headstone. It says, "In loving memories of Michael Adam Joshua, born on 7th July 1989, died on 23rd September 2010. Beneath it is 2 messages: no farewell words were spoken, no time to say goodbye, you were gone before we knew it, and only God knows why. Your loving family. Gone yet not forgotten, although we are apart, your spirit lives within me forever in my heart, your tiny Tina." Standing there watching my wife bidding a final farewell to her mate, something tugged in my heart. Everyone called me ruthless and heartless, but now I know I do have a heart somewhere in me, otherwise I wouldn't be feeling the tightening in my chest as I stand here. I thought I had it worse because my mate ran away from me, but as I stay here with my wife saying her goodbyes to her dead mate, I know my pain is nowhere near to what she is feeling. For me, I know my mate is safe and happy, not dead, and this girl here have to go through losing her mate through death. From what I heard, he was trying to save her. A movement near me brought me out of my thoughts. Tina is now getting up from her position. I cleared my throat so that I won't startle her. Oh. Did I take so long? I have a tendency to lose track of time when I am here, she said softly, giving me a sad smile. No, you did not take much time. I just got worried and followed you, I told her, but told myself that I am not lying completely because I was worried. Okay, then we can resume our journey, I think, she said, taking Rose from my arms. Yay, we can. Wait for me in the car. I will be there in 2 minutes, I told her, nodding towards the direction of the car. I waited till she is out of sight, and after that I moved closer to the tomb. I don't know what, but something inside me told me I have to promise this guy who sacrificed his life for his love that his sacrifice will not be in vain. Don't worry, I will keep her safe. I promise, I told him and gently touched the headstone before I walk away. You can take a nap if you want, we have got a day's journey ahead of us. I will wake you up when we stop for food and restroom, I told Tina when I got into the car. She just nodded and relaxed into the seat, hugging Rose close to heart. As we reached the main road, I saw the rest of our group waiting for us there, so I assumed Bella knew where we were going and stopped the rest of them from following. We reached the pack house by midnight. We had to make several stops on the way, sometimes for food and restroom, sometimes because Rose gets cranky sitting in the car for a long time. Unlike in Celestina's pack, we have all our high rankers live together in the pack house, along with old folks, orphaned kids, and a few other pack members who haven't found their mates. The whole house is asleep by the time we get there, but we have people waiting for us in the Alpha's office. My Gamma third in command and Delta's other than Jace is waiting for me. Philip and Jace, we have important matters to attend, which can't wait any longer. The females with us are already asleep. I watch our former beta carry his mate, my Aunt Wilma, in her arms to their room, and Philip also follows the suit by carrying Bella inside. I turn my head to wake Tina, but she is in deep sleep, and something in me told me these peaceful sleeps so rare for her, so I decided to carry her inside as well. Jace comes to my side when I got out of the car and moved to the passenger side. I opened the door and took a sleeping Rose out of Tina's arms and handed her to Jace. She stirred slightly, scaring us a bit, but went back to sleep. I carry Tina in bridal style into the house and to my room. I put her in my bed and looked up to see Jace placing Rose closer to her, both of them snuggled into each other as on instinct. We both exchange a small smile at their image before Jace walked out of the room. I pulled the blanket over them and placed a soft kiss on Rose's forehead and walked out of the room to the Alpha's office. I am in an unfamiliar surrounding. My wolf is getting restless. Unfamiliar scents and sounds surround me. I don't dare open my eyes, afraid of what I will see. It kind of remind me of the day I woke up from the coma. A small, warm body is cuddled close to my chest. I hug it like life support. Somehow that warmth is the one that is helping me to hold to my sanity. After a while, everything seems peaceful. The chattering and scents are still there, but nothing violent. I got comfortable with the surrounding. A feeling of safety is enveloping me now. I opened my eyes to see baby Rose curled up next to me. Then everything happened in the last few days came to me, and now I know I'm at my husband's home in his bed. I sat up to get a better view of the room. Rose slightly stirred beside me but went back to sleep. I caressed the little girl's hair with a small smile playing on my lips. She looks so peaceful in her sleep, and I could see the other side of the bed is undisturbed. That means only we two were here last night. I wonder where Dimitri went. The room looked masculine with gray-colored walls, creamy ceilings and red curtains, except for a pink playpen set up at one corner of the room. A dark wood king-size bed, in which we are in now, stood in the middle of the room. A traditional type sofa stood to the far end of the room, and the cupboards are also done in dark wood. Heavy red curtains were pulled apart to let the sun rays in through the French windows, and the adjoining balcony has chairs and a tea table. The window panes are decorated with climbing ivy, giving a green touch to the room. There were 3 doors into the room, one, I assumed the entry to the room, one to the bathroom and one to the closet. I was scrutinizing each and everything in the room. Suddenly the door at the end of the room opened. Alpha Dimitri walked in, looking tired and sleepy, still in the clothes he wore yesterday. "Good morning," he said, smiling as he made his way towards the bed and bent down and placed a small kiss on Rose's forehead. I watched as a small smile lit up her face. She recognized her father's touch, even in her sleep. I wonder whether she will be able to recognize me as well, maybe in time. "Good morning," I mumbled back as he made his way to the door to the left and disappear. Soon sounds of running water came from the room, so it is the bathroom. I laid back on the bed, snuggling closer to Rose's soft body, taking comfort from her warmth and sweet rosy scent. I did not know when I dozed off. I woke up feeling someone poking my cheeks. I opened my eyes to see a curious Rose looking intently at my face. Her face is lit up with a smile. When I opened my eyes, I smiled at her and kissed her nose. "Good morning, beautiful," I greeted her, earning a giggle from her. I got out of bed with Rose and found her baby bag with our luggage that was left in the room by someone. After getting a clean dress for her from the bag, I carried her to the bathroom to clean up. I placed her in the playpen once she is clean and dressed and proceed to get dressed. Once all done, I decided to head downstairs with Rose. I am nervous about meeting the pack. So many questions and insecurities are crowding my head. Even though I am born an alpha, I am designed to be a beta mate. So will I make a good Luna? Will the pack accept me? Will they judge me? Am I good replacement for their former Luna? I held Rose close to my chest, breathing in her sweet rose scent to calm my nerves. I wish the alpha is there to make a proper introduction, at least to avoid the initial awkwardness, but one can only hope, right? He is a busy man. I can't expect him to be there to do something silly like this. The easiest place to find in any house is always its kitchen. The key point is follow the sounds and scents. Kitchens will be the noisiest area in any house, and Bella previously informed me that the dining area is adjoining to the kitchen area. I stopped for a second before entering the kitchen. Taking a deep breath, I walked in as casually as possible, trying to calm my violent heartbeats. All the heads turned to me when I walked in. I suddenly felt more insecure and uncomfortable under their scrutinizing gazes. "It's about time you wake, you sleepyhead," I heard a familiar voice say, and I turned to see Bella walking in my direction with Alpha Dimitri and Beta Philip with her. She pulled me into a tight hug when she got near me, and Phil took her in his arms once she released me. Dimitri smiled at me, taking Rose in his one arms and placing his other arm on my shoulder. He guided me to the center of the dining table, and all the eyes in the room followed us to the spot. "Good morning, friends and family." The whole room became silent as Dimitri began to talk. We all know our pack was going a bit disoriented due to the absence of a loving and caring motherly figure ever since my mother died. I know it's a bit late, but I am happy to present you the new Luna of Shadow Knight pack. Please welcome Celestina Mary Lucas, daughter of Alpha Lucas, and Luna Alexandria of Lunar Spirit Pack, as your new Luna and fellow pack member. The whole room applauded as Dimitri finished speaking, but I could still feel the tension in the room. A kind of uneasiness lingered in some faces, might because they are not yet familiar with having a new wolf among them, at least I hope is the reason. "Hi everyone." I addressed them as I stepped forward. "As your alpha said, I am the daughter of Luna of Lunar Spirit Pack. I grew up listening to people praising my mother for being the best Luna ever. Rather than my father, who is the alpha, my mother became my role model. I always wanted to be a motherly figure like her, and I promise you I will do my best to be a good Luna for the pack, and I need all your help to do so. You can come to me for anything anytime, and I am always here to help and support you. Little Rose has already accepted me as her mother, and I hope you all will accept me as the mother of the pack as well. Thank you." Everyone clapped and looked around the room again to see smiling faces and mothers giving me reassuring smiles. "Excuse me, Luna, can I ask you something?" I saw a girl around my age glaring at me while speaking. "Yes," I replied to her, but something told me her question is not going to be pretty. "We all know that you are not our alpha's destined mate. We know what happened at his end, but I wonder what happened to your mate. Don't you want to wait for him, or just jumped into the marriage when you got a good catch? Will your mate be coming to snatch you away and doom our pack without a Luna again?" She smirked at me as she questioned me. I heard multiple gasps going around the room and some growls in the background. My breath starts to get heavy and my throat is constricting. I closed my eyes, struggling to take a full breath, which never happened. It's been a long time since I felt like this. I thought I got over it, that the panic attacks are over. But what she asked brought back memories, opened the healed wounds. Suddenly I felt a small soft hand on my cheeks and a strong one on my shoulder. My body relaxed in the touch, and I opened my eyes to see two identical pair of emerald green eyes staring at me. One with concern and other was filled with tears, as if she will burst out now. I gave them a weak smile and faced the crowd. "I am sorry about what just happened, but I can assure you that I am not going anywhere and my mate will not cause any problem to the pack," I said, trying my best to hide the tears forming in my eyes. After that, everyone dispersed and Dimitri asked the girl who questioned me to come to Alpha's office for a little chat with the Alpha and Beta. She got panicked and looked at a middle-aged couple for help, but they just shook their head. "Looks like her parents are disappointed in her as well. I went to the kitchen from the dining room and started making breakfast for Rose. Bella joined me, but an awkward silence settled between us. She know I almost had a panic attack in front of the whole pack, which we all believed will not return. She does know about my occasional nightmares, which she hope will be over with the help of Rose. Excuse me, Luna. I turned around to see the same couple who was with the girl. We are so sorry for our daughter's behavior. We apologize. We will make sure she will not repeat this, the man said, giving me a sincere apologetic look. The woman gave me a motherly smile. Please don't be offended by her words. She used to be a kind-hearted and good girl, but something happened that changed her completely. It would have been better if she took the path of grieving rather than what she is now. She is a bit sensitive to marrying someone other than your mate. It's all right, I can't blame her. I know everyone here is having the same thoughts. She just voiced it. I am sorry for whatever happened in her life, but we can help her through it and start over. They gave me a sad smile and gently kissed Rose and said their goodbyes. We made our breakfast and sat down, and joined by the Dimitri, Phil, Jace and Ethan, their Gamma third in command, and his mate Olivia, and their 3-month-old daughter Emily. I am filled in on various pack activities, members of the pack and their stories. I also came to know that Dimitri, Phil, Ethan and Jace are best friends from as long as they can remember. Olivia happens to be a very lively girl. A little tomboyish, but very friendly. We became friends fast. She and Bella were already friends, and they happily let me join the group as well. After breakfast the boys went on their business, and us girls gathered in Bella's room and just doing some usual chit-chat. Suddenly the other girl came to my mind. So, what's that girl's story? Which girl? Bella asked while making faces at Emily. The one from the meeting, I told her, making sure Rose is still playing with her toys in the playpen. Oh, Susan. Poor thing. She found her mate on her 18th birthday only to find him already married to a human and have a child with her. That's sad. So her mate was also human. No, he was a wolf, but he was older than her for about 10 years. He kind of knocked up his one-night stand when he was 26 and ended up marrying her. The worst part, that man is a friend of her family and she has to live watching him having fun with his family. So she decided the best way to get back to him was being unkind and sleep around. Oliva told me, shaking her head in a disappointing way. Won't he be attracted to her and affected by seeing her every day? I asked, confused on how he will be able to stay away from her. No, not much. Once he decided to marry the human, he told her about our kind and she accepted it. So he marked her breaking his side of the bond with his destined mate. So he will not feel anything for her rather than little tinkle when they touch, and the sweet scent. No lust, no possessiveness, nothing. But she, on the other hand, feel all the feeling towards him till she mates with someone else, but she refuses to mate with an arranged husband. That's one of the reasons she talked like that at the meeting. Olivia said, looking a bit uncertain on whether to continue or not. And what's the other reason? I asked her, feeling a little suspicious. Well, you know. Olivia stuttered. Just tell her, Livy, Bella said impatiently. Livy sighed and continued, ever since Rose's mother is out of the picture, Susan is trying to set herself up with Dimitri. She flirted with him continuously, tried to get his attention, acted like he cared for Rose and like she is trying to help him take care of Rose. Let's just say that he almost gave in and warmed up towards her, but one day he accidentally saw her mistreating little Rose, and that moment he broke anything that was there between them. Since that day she was trying to get back with him, and now that you came along, she sees you as a competition. Olive finished, looking sheepishly at me. I froze hearing her words. An image of Chelsea's wolf pouncing at me flashed through my mind. Back then, I don't have to worry about anyone, it was just me, only me. I was more than happy to join my mate in the afterlife. But now I have my daughter to think about and a pack who expect me to be there for them. I can't let something like that happen again. I know this time I won't stand there like last time. I know I will fight. If not for me, I will fight for my daughter and for my pack. Standing in front of my office's window watching my wife and daughter playing in the backyard brought old memories alive. I remember seeing Dad in the same position with a smile in his lips watching me and Mom playing in the garden when I was a child. 2 months have passed since Tina joined my pack and my family. By now she has become the life of the pack. Everyone adored her from kids to elders, and she is all over the place running around and helping people. Even Rose starts interacting more with people, getting more friendly and playing with kids her age. She has become a good friend for me as well. Unlike other self-centered girls I ever dated who talks only about themselves, Tina is different. She is full of ideas for the betterment of our pack and the life of its members. She is someone who we can look up for pieces of advice, new ideas and loopholes every passing day. She is proving herself as a real Luna again and again. We are not sure where we stand in our relationship as husband and wife, but we have become good friends. Love I felt for Rose's mother, my real mate, was only due to the mate bond. I never got a chance to know love, or rather she never let me, but for Tina it was different. She was deeply in love with her mate. I know her heart still belongs to him. She has become my wife, my daughter's mother and my pack's Luna, but she is still his mate. We know we have to build this relation from the scratch and have been to a couple of dates being forced by our friends, but most of the time we talked about packs, its activities and mainly our daughter. It amazes me how close my daughter is to Tina. No one will ever think Tina is not Rose's birth mother. Rose is attached to Tina's hip all the time, and that girl has the talent to do all chores with a kid in her hand. A loud knock on my door brought me out of my thoughts, and in came my beta and best friend Philip. Alpha, the alpha and beta of Blood Moon, have arrived. We have escorted them to the guest rooms to fresh up before we start the meeting. Tina is a little busy with Rose, so Bella is attending to them. They will be ready to meet you in an hour, okay? Bring them in once they are ready. Please see to it that they are comfortable. I hope they will be ready to team up with us and Lunar Spirit to fight the rogues, I told him, and turned away from the window after taking a final glance towards the girls playing in the backyard, heading to my desk to arrange all the paper. He works for the meeting. We are halfway through the meeting when the office door burst open, and room is filled with the laughters of my wife and baby girl. Dimitri, you got to hear this. I bet you don't want to miss this. Jace, grab the camera, Tina shouted to Jace as she made her way to me, paying no attention to the strangers sitting in front of me, with her full attention on the giggling girl in her arms. What? Jace started to question her, confused. Just do what I say, you guys are going to love this. Don't want to be told again. Jace took out his mobile and switched to camera mode and focused on the girls. Okay, baby girl, do it again for mama. Let's surprise Dada. Tina said, tickling Rose on her belly. The sweet sound of Rose's laughter filled the room. Mama, 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 she started yelling. First we couldn't make what happened, then it hit me. My little girl just said her first words. Oh my God. She just said mama, I said to myself, and looked at Tina, who just smiled and nodded. Unable to contain my excitement, I engulfed both of them in a hug and twirled them around. I put them down, and grinning widely, and kissed Rose's forehead. Come on, baby girl, say Uncle Jace. Jace said to her, still filming. Rose just made a face at him, sticking her tongue out, and giggled, laughing even more when Jace childishly mocked her. Everyone in the room started laughing at them. Then only I remembered about the guest in the room. So does Tina. Oh. I am so sorry. I forgot that you are having a meeting. She is about to go out of the room, but I held her close to my side. She shyly stood to my side, shifting Rose, who is grinning widely at me, to her other arm. She is looking so cute in her red frock with polka dots. Tina really knows how to dress her up. Gentlemen, meet my wife and Luna Celestina, Mary Lucas, and my daughter Rosalind Grace Demetrius. Tina, this is Alpha James and Beta Luke from Blood Moon Pack. Both the men smiled and the Alpha stood up, followed by the Beta, and shook hands with Tina. It's a pleasure to meet you, young lady. There is no need to be sorry. I know exactly how excited we get when it comes to our children. Congratulations, young one, he asked as he pinched Rose's cheeks, making her grin wider. From which pack do you descend from, young Luna? The Alpha asked Tina, playing with Rose's fingers. My parents are the Alpha and Luna of Lunar Spirit Pack. I am married to Shadow Knight Pack, she said with a soft smile on her lips. Oh. You are Lucas's daughter. He is an old friend of mine. How's your old man, my dear? He is doing well. Alpha, now enjoying his retirement life. Alpha chuckled. Yes, I have heard that he handed over the title and pack to his eldest son. I have met him once. He is a fine young man. And how's your sister and her mate, dear? My sister, I have only 2 brothers, I am the only daughter in the family. He stared at us in confusion, and I am getting a bad feeling that I am not going to like what's going to come out of his mouth next. Only daughter. But I remember your father called me a few years back telling his daughter found her mate and she has just turned 13. He wanted to know how things will turn up if the mates found each other at an early age. I felt Tina tensed up next to me. I squeezed her shoulder in an attempt to comfort her. Even Rose is so still now, sensing the tension building up in me and Tina. Philip and my gamma Ethan stood stiff, worried about what is to come next. Everyone in the pack loves Tina so much that the thought of her being hurt and in pain worries everyone. The alpha continued talking, oblivious to the tension in the room. I think Lucas told me she is mated to his beta's son, not to an alpha. How can this be possible? He said, eyeing us suspiciously. I was lost for any word, with no idea what to tell him without hurting the woman next to me. Before I could utter a word, Tina spoke up. Yes, my father was talking about me. My mate was the son of our beta. We found each other when I was 13. We were best friends from the day I was born, but he passed away a few years back when I was 16. I remember Dad telling us he got information about the young mates from Blood Moon Pack. We are all grateful for what you told him, Tina said with a sad smile on her lips. Oh, my dear, I did not know. Please forgive this old man's ignorance. My dear Alpha started to apologize. It's all right, Alpha. We had a wonderful time together when he was here. Even after he left this world, he made sure I stay happy. He brought this little angel to me. She meant my world to me now. I am happy with my new family, she said, looking at Rose with a motherly smile. Alpha smiled. At the end, all that matters is that you are happy. It's good that you decided to give love another chance. I can see the happiness in your life, and I know you are a proud mother and a caring loon. I am sure your mate is feeling so proud of you right now. Not much people will be able to survive the loss of their mate, no matter whether they are physically bonded or not. Tina simply smiled to him. I will let you men to get back to your work, and will make sure we will have a mouth-watering dishes ready for you guys once you are all done. She bowed to the alpha once again and left the room. A strange feeling settled in my heart. I felt so proud of her. She is a strong young lady. Tina kept her word when we said she will get mouth-watering food on the table by the time we finish our meeting. We were all stuffed, having her special cheesy lasagna and stuffed chicken when she took out her famous self-saucing chocolate cake topped with vanilla ice cream. I feel like I am going to burst any minute, but not foolish enough to miss her special dessert. The alpha and beta kept complimenting her with each bite of food they took. She kept blushing at her comment and looked so adorable. After dinner, Tina took Rose up to her room for her bath, since it's her bedtime and she is dozing off in her high chair. You are a very lucky man, young alpha. Keep her happy. She is a rare gem. I smiled and nodding, watching her carrying sleepy Rose to her room. We talked among ourselves for a while before bidding goodnight to each other. The alpha and beta of Blood Moon have to leave for their pack early in the morning. When I got to our bedroom, there is no one there, but I could hear water running in the bathroom, so I assume Tyne is taking a relaxing shower, as she likes to call her late night showers, so I decided to visit my little girl. I rarely get any time with her these days, but she doesn't seem to mind that now since she has her mama with her. It hurts a bit because I always thought she will be a daddy's girl, but she seems the exact opposite of it. Rose is in a deep sleep when I walked into her room. Her soft snore filled the room. She is wearing her pink Barbie doll PJs, and hugging her favorite stuffed toy of a white wolf. She looks so peaceful, oblivious to the dangerous world outside. I have always feared how my daughter will turn out, since I and the guys were not doing a good job in grooming her. I was shocked when the whole pack refused to help taking care of my daughter, their future alpha, in case I did not father another male child, but I couldn't blame them for that after the way her birth mother treated the pack. My heart always ached for the child, but I know I don't have to worry since she has Tina now. I was lost in my thoughts, softly caressing Roses, when I felt a soft hand on my shoulder. I looked up to see Tina standing behind me with a soft smile on her lips. I smiled back as stood up from my crouching position in front of the crib. Both of us stood there side by side in peaceful silence, watching our little sleeping angel. Tyne slightly leaned to me, resting her head on my shoulder. I wrapped my arms around her shoulder, pulling her closer to my side, taking her warmth and inhaling her intoxicating vanilla scent. I felt a warmth in my heart for a person everyone considered heartless. This girl next to me is changing me, standing there with my wife watching our daughters sleep. I feel complete. I want to think about the future, something I never thought about before, a future with a big family with Tina Rose and more little Tinas and little Dimitris. A small smile tugged Rose's lips as she wandered in her dreamland. We lightly chuckled and kissed her forehead, wishing her a good night's sleep and more sweet dreams. As we closed the door to Rose's room and walked to ours, I took Tina's tiny arms in my big ones. She lightly squeezed it, ensuring me she is always there for me. And I know I will never be alone in my life again. She will always be my side, running the pack, completing my family, being the mother of my pack and my children. With that thought in my mind, I slipped into a deep sleep to wake up to another bright day.